It's the time of the season when love runs high. In this time, give it to me easy, and let me try with pleasured hands to take you in this time to promised lands, to show you everyone. It's the time of the season for loving. What's your name? Who's your daddy? Is he rich like me? Has he take us anytime to show you what?
Ignition sequence has started. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We have commit and we have liftoff at 2:13. The Saturn V building up to 7.6 million pounds of thrust, and it is clear that
Which actress do you become once you get a colonoscopy? Cameron Diaz.
I don't want to set the world on fire.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Turn around, look at what you see. In her face, the mirror of your dream. Make believe I'm everywhere, getting in the light. Written on the pages is the answer to a never-ending story.
Lay down the cheese in a juicy spot, but don't leave it too long or it'll get too hot. Tool it up, lay it off on the meat, do it right. Keep it neat. Drain then serve on a bun just so. Don't touch it with your fingers, that's a big no-no. To make a double cheese for someone big and mean, use two full patties with the cheese in between. Don't melt the cheese, the patties have heat. Press them together and it's complete. Drain and serve like you did before, and you can handle any dude who walks through the door. Lay down.
Yeah, I just want you to knock. I want to see how, like how, you know. Alright, I'm ready. Get the fuck out of here! It's my property!
That's awesome. I like it. Perfect.
It was good, right?
You gonna buy it?
Can we try it again? One more time?
Oh, you gonna yell at me again?
Yeah, just one more time. I said get the fuck out of here!
You got it. Perfect.
Yeah, I actually like it. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Oh, I appreciate it. You're so nice.
City meets the opposite standing. Sitting is the opposite of running around. Sitting is a wonderful thing to do because you sitting. Sitting is the opposite of standing on your head. Sitting is the opposite of hanging on a bar. But sitting is a wonderful thing to do.
Hold on, let me get my glasses on so I can see it. What is that? Oh, it's a bitch!
Do you feel that? Do you feel that? Oh, shit.
We're doing it.
On BF Live, you know we vibing. Oh, in the midday, you know we vibing. We're the best chat family.
It is Thursday and it is BF Live. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Thursday and welcome to The Vibe. Stream show 561 dedicated to a very special gentleman, a legend in comedy. Legendary comedian Tom Dreesen passed away. This is for you, buddy.
Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Rest in peace, Tom Dreesen. He opened up for Frank.
If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay.
Hope you're there, Tom.
Come on and fly with me, let's fly away.
Where are we going?
Come fly with me, let's
Come fly with me. I'm your humble guest, BF. Stream here at show 561, that's right. This show is dedicated. Shout out to Frank Sinatra. This show is dedicated to a gentleman that I had the honor of interviewing on this very show, BF Live The Vibe. Legendary comedian Tom Dreesen. He opened up for 14 years. He was the opening act for Frank Sinatra, if you can imagine. And man, the stories he told us here on The Vibe, and you can only imagine the stories that he couldn't tell, hanging out with Frank Sinatra. So rest in peace. You might have saw, if you saw the opening trailer for the show before the show started, it was that short from when he did an interview with me, and he actually he imparted some of the wisdom that he just picked up just from being around Frank Sinatra. So rest in peace. I'm going to do a little extended celebrity death report in honor of, I keep saying, I want to say my friend, Tom Dreesen, because he made me feel that way. I interviewed him probably hundreds of shows ago. And through Johnny Russo, shout out John if you're watching, buddy. We texted last night when I heard the news about comedian Tom Dreesen passing away, and he did my show, and I was so early into it that he's obviously the biggest guest I've ever had, the highest caliber level of show business guest I have ever had or had the honor of talking to. And so I really didn't have no like good out for him. He was like, hey, Bobby, I'm going to have like I'm going to have a camera crew here. After I do the show with you, this camera crew's here. They're going to interview me. And so I'm like, okay, yes, Mr. Dreesen. And then I got so caught up in it, and I didn't have no good out for him. So it went really good. He was gracious and stayed with me the whole time. And later on after the show, comedian not comedian Johnny Russo, but Johnny Russo, author who co-authored help him with his books. He sent me Tom Dreesen's number, and he said, Mr. Dreesen wants you to have, his number, and he wants you to call him. And so I did. And it was fun because it was after the crew came and went. So he did my show, he did his film crew thing, and then we talked to each other on the phone, and he shared a little advice with me and shared some nice things to say about me, and told me that I could cut him up into smaller, like little segments. He said, if you put that out as shorts, I think it'll be really good. And it was really fun. So shout out to legendary comedian Tom Dreesen, rest in peace. Let me run you the short that I have on here. Let me go right here. Video file. I'll go over here to all of my shorts, and I will type up the one, Mr. Dreesen, Tom. It was an honor to interview him. Someone that had been on such a level of a show business. Let me see where that goes. Of course, can't find it on the fly. Let me try it. Let me get it from this way for you real quick off of my channel, and I'll show you my short. Or Mr. Tom Dreesen. It was an honor to have him on my show. So rest in peace, Mr. Tom Dreesen. Let me find that real quick. Scan down to it. We're going to have author Vinnie Greene on here at the 1 o'clock hour. Vinnie Greene, he wrote that book about, it sounds like a really interesting mix of horror and cowboy, if you're into stuff like that, if you're into the macabre and horror or tales like that. We're going to have author Vinnie Greene joining us. He's going to sit in with us for as long as he wants to. I got him scheduled for a half an hour, but we'll talk about his book and what he's been up to since like the first time we met through Jukebox Ginger, another mutual friend of ours. But here is the clip. Rest in peace, Mr. Dreesen. Matter of fact, I keep saying Mr. Dreesen. I say my friend, and I say Mr. Dreesen because I have the utmost respect for him. But he told some legendary stories about the moment he realized that kind of he was like in show business with Frank Sinatra. When Frank Sinatra said, hey, come jump on my airplane. We're leaving this show. You opened up for me, and now we're heading to another show. And he told this great story, this very picturesque story of how the city looked and how the lights looked and how the moment struck him that, wow, I'm here with Frank Sinatra. This is an amazing moment in my life. But here is a little advice not advice, but a little thing he picked up from Frank Sinatra, just being around him. Kind of life advice for sure.
She said, my husband is home terribly ill. He's very, very ill. And if I could get an autograph from you, it would mean the world to him. And Frank said, sure. And Frank signed me the autograph. And he had on these very expensive cufflinks. I know where he got them at. They're very, very over $1,000 cufflinks. They were gorgeous. And he signed the autograph. She said, oh, what beautiful cufflinks. He said, thank you. And he finished the autograph. He took the cufflinks off and he said, give these to your husband. And he handed them to her. She said, no, I don't want them. I was just admiring them. He said, no, I want you to have them. Give them to your husband. We get in the limo and I said, Frank, that was beautiful. But why did you do that? He said, Tommy, if you possess something that you can't give away, then you don't possess it. It possesses you. And they said, Tommy, that shirt on your back, if you die tomorrow, that's somebody else's shirt. We're only using it. It isn't ours. And that's a lesson I never forgot. I mean, it's a lesson. He taught me so many things. He wasn't lecturing me. I just hear him say something or do something, and I go, wow.
Wow, he was so generous with his time to come do this humble guy, this little show that I do, Stream Show 561, The Vibe, that legendary comedian Tom Dreesen would do that. So that's why I dedicate this show in memory of him today. All right, we're going to get into the opening chat family check-in. We have a bro backstage who's been checking in. Let me get his videos all queued up so we can have our opening time we've been having with my brother Frankie McDonald right here in a minute. Let me go to our messenger, Frankie, and I'm going to bring you in just a second. That's right, folks. I'm giving it away. Frankie's here backstage, so we're going to check in with our boy Frankie McDonald and see what he's been up to. There's the latest. There's the couple videos after the RGB. He's got an earthquake prediction. He always has some fun stuff to say or talk about. He's my friend. He's yours. He's Canada's most famous weatherman. Let's see how he's doing so far. It's Frankie McDonald. Frankie.
I'm doing great so far. Here we go. Hormones is trying to open up.
What's opening up, buddy?
Hormones.
The Strait of Hormuz is supposed to be opening up. That's right. Geopolitical Frankie is letting us know that hopefully this Iran deal that we've been hearing so much of, fingers crossed, is actually signed and maybe commerce will be flowing through the Straits of Hormuz again. How are you doing, Frankie?
I'm doing great over. I just did a weather forecast for South Korea last night.
South Korea, and also, is this not like an earthquake prediction I have from you, Frankie?
It's a rain in the mid-Atlantic ridge.
All right, say, why don't you play? I'll just play it then. Here, let me put up our little Frankie Time banner, and let me play you the latest forecast, weather, and earthquake predictions from Frankie McDonald.
This is Frankie McDonald, my own TV station, live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. 6.6 magnitude earthquake happened in mid-Atlantic ridge, in between east coast of South America and west coast of Africa. It happened in well off the west coast of Liberia, Africa, and well off the east coast of Brazil. And the earthquake happened in mid-Atlantic ridge, a 6.6 magnitude earthquake. All the ships have to watch out for earthquakes. Be prepared, be safe.
All right, be prepared, be safe for them earthquake, Frankie. Uh-oh. Now, what else? I got another one from you. What's your here? Oh, that's your RGB report from yesterday. Here, all right. Here's your second report, Frankie. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
This is Frank McDonald, my own TV station, live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Heavy rains headed towards Seoul, South Korea, and its surrounding areas on Friday, June 19, 2026, during the evening hours. It's going to bring a lot of rain. It's going to continue on to Saturday, June 20, 2026. In Seoul, South Korea, and its surrounding areas. Be prepared. Wear your rain gear, rubber boots, raincoats to keep you dry. Don't walk through the puddles, and don't drive a car through the puddles either, because it's going to bring a lot of rain. Have your umbrellas ready. Be prepared. Stay dry and stay safe.
Seoul,
don't get caught in a lot of rain.
That's right.
For people living in Seoul, South Korea, and surrounding areas. Be safe.
In Seoul, South Korea. Don't get caught, folks. Frankie told you. The latest weather update. Did you hang out with Eddie Fanaco on ham radio last night, Frank?
Yes, I did. And guess what? Gino was in Los Angeles Beach yesterday.
Gino Bisconti was in Los Angeles Beach yesterday? Really?
Yeah.
Was he sharing pictures of some nice hotties on the beach, Frankie?
Gino's doing great over. Gino's just talking about comedy shows, relaxing, things like this.
Well, you know why Frankie is here? I'll let everybody know why Frankie is here. Frankie is here, Frankie McDonald, with his eyes on the world weather, so you don't have to. There's Frankie McDonald right there. See? There's our Frankie.
Apparently it's getting colder now because winter starts in Namibia, Africa. It's getting cooler now because their winter starts on June 21st.
Really? So this wasn't you on the beach in Namibia, Africa, Frankie, with the women? At the warm beach with the 25-year-old women, Frankie?
That's Photoshop in 2020.
Looks pretty fun to me, though, Frankie. All right, if you say it's Photoshop. What do you got to say about King Frankie is here? His Highness King Frankie has joined us here today.
I repeat, not a Photoshop.
I thought you had this on Gino's show on Ham Radio with Eddie Fanaco, no? Didn't?
No.
You didn't? Well, maybe that isn't true. So what are you doing today, Frankie, on this Thursday, buddy?
I'm getting my hair cut at 2 o'clock p.m. Atlantic, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern.
Nice. Do you have any interest in the World Cup soccer that's going on here in the United States?
That means Colombia won against the UCB in the stand last night.
Did they? Yeah, there's so many games, Frankie. It's amazing. You know what I'm really loving? I'm loving seeing everybody coming to the United States, enjoying America and all the food and the culture, man. It's pretty fun, Frankie. You like soccer?
Yeah, then you got Olympics coming up in Los Angeles 2028.
Hell yeah, the Olympics are coming up, Frankie. We got that to look forward to. Awesome. Don't forget to use your Frankie emojis. Look, there's Pecan saying hello to you in the chat, Frankie.
Hi, Pecan.
Hey, Pecan. All right, well, you're welcome. You want to just do your promotion and dance now? You want to stay around for the chat family check-in? What's up, Frankie?
That means I'm getting my hair cut. I'm going to get ready. My book's Be Prepared.
All right, well, let's do the Frankie promotion then. Did you know that my friend Frankie McDonald here is not only an accomplished YouTuber and weatherman, but he is also an accomplished author as well, folks. He has his very own book. I have my copy. Where's yours? Be Prepared, the Frankie McDonald Guide to Life, the Weather, and Everything. Available at thriftbooks.com, Amazon.com, or wherever fine books are sold. Look, that's a good price right there. $12.19 for our boy Frankie McDonald. It's a bargain. Or if you want to get the Frankie McDonald bobblehead, go to the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame for the Frankie McDonald t-shirt bobblehead for as little as $30 right there. There's some other Frankie McDonald bobbleheads and other ones that are available right there. All right, Frankie, you ready to dance, buddy? What are you doing tonight? What show are you doing?
Gino doing the podcast tonight. Plus, Bobby Nick's doing the podcast today. Later on today, I got to record a video of myself for the Gary Deal show. Then Joey Yanni's show tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Atlantic.
Damn, that's all after he gets his haircut, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do the Frankie dance. Check out Frankie on YouTube.
This is Frankie McDonald, my own TV station
We're doing
live
the
in Sydney,
dance.
Nova Scotia. Extreme cold air is headed towards Minnesota on Sunday, January
Here we
10th,
go.
2016.
Frankie gonna look slick tomorrow. Remember this, because he's gonna have that haircut. Let's go, Frank.
Cold like Minnesota.
Drop it.
Cold like Minnesota.
Oh.
Cold like Minnesota.
Oh.
Cold like Minnesota.
Very cold weather. Shout out, everybody. Welcome to the vibe. Welcome to Thursday. We always got to have our Frankie time to get the day going, right? Don't forget to hook up our boy Frankie. Check out his book. I have it. Be prepared. Very cold weather in the state of Minnesota. We're going to do the chat family check-in in just a few minutes. I'll do a little more dedication to my friend Tom Dreesen. We're going to have Vinnie Greene join us in the 1 o'clock. We're going to have a fun day today. Be prepared. More time, Frank. Here we go, Frank. Frankie's going to have that good haircut tomorrow, folks. Check out my boy Frankie McDonald. Let's go. Throw them chats in for the opening chat family check-in. We're going to do that in just a few minutes, everybody. After we're done with Frankie time. It's Frankie time. You see it down there. Look, it's right there. See? Frankie time. Oh, there's again. Always great to see Frankie with his RGB lamps and his sparkle lamp.
See you soon.
See you soon, Frankie McDonald. Thanks for checking in for Frankie time. Frankie McDonald, our brother Frankie McDonald checking in. Always got to have a little Frankie time to get the show going. But you know what really gets the show going, folks? I say it every day. It's the opening chat family check-in. That's where everybody in the chat checks in by way of chat and lets us know what's going on with their day. You're going to establish a vibe for the next 3 hours. We're going to hang out here. Like I said, we're going to have guest Vinnie Greene join us a little later on. We're going to do not so serious news. We're going to do more of those great World Cup reactions. World Cup Discovers America videos and reactions and stuff. We got Perry talk. We got a lot to get to, folks. So let's do it. And this is my 2-show day. I do 2 shows on Thursdays. That's right. I do this show, 3 hours, and then I'm going to do replayables with my bro later on.
Chris fucking Abel?
That's right. Him and his wife and Shawnee and all that stuff. That's the show on 100 Proof Podcasting channel where we drink, smoke, laugh, and joke and watch wild, crazy videos. And then after a half hour, we go Rumble exclusive and we kind of watch those videos that maybe you shouldn't play over here and play a little music that maybe you can't get away with playing over here. We'll be doing that at 9 p.m. East tonight. But now it's time for the day show. It's time for the opening chat family check-in, folks. I'll tell you more about that later. Frankie time is done. And now the opening chat family check-in begins for Thursday, June 18th, folks. Let's go. It's Thursday. Throw your chats in and let's go. The opening chat family check-in commences now.
Amongst yourselves.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Please continue to talk amongst yourselves and talk with me because that's what makes this show the vibe. And it just happens to be Stream Show 561. And we always start off with you all setting the vibe with the opening chat family check-in. Post them if you got them, folks. For Thursday, June 18th. Come on, we're almost at the end of the week, folks. We got a fun show yet. We're just getting started.
1 minute to post time. Approaching the gate.
Throw them cats in. You set the vibe. And we gonna have a Thursday. Here we go. Here we go now. Here we go now. Here we go now. 6:42 a.m., my friend Buckshot Kid checked in enthusiastically. Then he always tells me late jag-off. Just Thursday, we call it. That's right. He likes pointing out I always have a little name or something. Today's just Thursday for the days of the week. Love me long time. Oh, I will love you long time. You got that wrench. You have that membership little signal right there, that little squiggly thing. That indicates that Buckshot Kid is a member. You know that you can be a member here too, and I'm legally required to love you long time if you join my channel for as little as $1.99, folks. Come on, it's a bargain. It's easy. The same price as a super chat, and I'm legally required to love you long time. For $1.99, I love you long time. There's Buckshot Kid utilizing all of his membership emojis. They look so much better on YouTube. They show up as text for me. Buckshot Kid then has fun with his Frankie emojis. We acknowledge that. Spawn, my brother, checks in and goes, damn, sad to hear about Tom Dreesen. I remember when you had him on barely a year ago. You know, Spawn, this podcasting world, much like life, I guess, it's just flying by, right? And so what hundreds of shows ago, like last year or whatever, it's also hard to track. But I want to give him a little more honor in a more extended celebrity death report about. So I always want to say my friend Tom Dreesen, because that's how I really feel about him. Rest in peace, Tom Dreesen, says my friend Pecan 420. Pecan then checks in and says, Woony goo goo, you begonias. Happy Thursday, unga bunga, and what do you all gano. Wasn't that something? I play that little ditty right there, and it's from Pecan 420, and he magically appears. He says, BF, if you ain't doing it, I'll hang out. Come on, let's hang out today. Pecan 420, what's up, B?
Goody goo goo, what's up, BF?
Hey, man, what's up, buddy? I appreciate your enthusiasm. Thank you for also making me aware of the fact that Tom Dreesen passed away, comedian Tom Dreesen.
Yeah.
Just, like I said, really amazing and humbling when I think about the level of show business that he was on, and that he did this show. It's very humbling to me, and he's such a cool dude about it. And and really, I'm going to share some things. If you really weren't a part of it when we talked about Mr. Dreesen the first time and had him on my show, is that
I remember that.
Yeah, but not just you. I'm just saying in general that he was a big part of. He grew up in the midst of the civil rights movement and all that stuff. And he had a very famous comic partner who some of you might be familiar with from another TV show. We'll talk about that when we get into Celebrity Death Report a little bit more. Buckshot Kid gets a shout out from Pecan 420. Then Pecan Shot. It's fun using all of those emojis that show up as text for me, but they look great on YouTube. Can I get
Can I get a Hoya? Can I get a Hoya? Can I get a Hoya? Can I get a Hoya?
The Buckshot Kid acknowledges Spawn 13, our brother. Buckshot Kid says hello to Pecan right back there. Pecan 420 does what he does every day. He lifted and gifted somebody, because he's a member defender. Let me see who we got today. Oh, this blew my mind.
Yeah. Mine too.
This blew my mind. I saw this happen live. First of all, if anyone chooses to sponsor the show, I throw you up there on the sponsor banner of the day's show. The Vibe sponsor scroll. This episode of The Vibe is brought to you by today's sponsors, Pecan 420. Thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you, it says right there. And it's amazing because he called our past chat family bro, Donkey Kongington, who showed up with his freaking, he still has his mod thing. Rest in peace, Donkey Kongington, man. A brother, man, we got to know him through the chat family, and he would come in here and he'd be like, hey, BF, I don't know if I'm always down with this positive vibe thing, but he came in and he tried, man, and just a lot of people struggling with their own stuff. So if you have stuff going on, please reach out to somebody, man. But rest in peace, Donkey Kong. Then we got to do this in the moment, Pecan. Normally we wait. I've been waiting to the end, but because Pecan 420 generously gifted me a membership, I threw him up in the scroll, and he just happened to catch our brother Donkey Kongington, who just happened to be a smoking buddy, and we have a song for him that we smoke and dedicate this to. This is for Donkey Kongington. This is for our recently passed another chat family bro, Todd Brand. And I'll throw a little bit in there for Mr. Dreesen. I'm not sure if he partake
Yep.
or not, but this is the way I show respect to anyone that's no longer with us. Another dab done for donks. Another dab dog for dunks. Doo-doo-doom, doom, doom. Another dab dog for dunks. And another dab done, and another dab done. Another dab done for dunk. Hey, gonna dab you too. Another dab done for dunks. Another dab dog for dunks. Oh, Dice Godfrey. Oh, Dice Godfrey. Rest in peace, Donkey Kongton, Todd Brand, and Mr. Tom Dreesen. Written off checks in and says, Hoya fam, BF chat family. Thursday, smash, like, and share, explode the chi with the love. Always our brother, our ever positive brother Written Off and Crazy Q checking in. And check out Written Off on his gaming streams over there on Twitch. Buckshot Kid says hello to Written Off. The Nightbot runs the 100 Proof Podcasting Discord link if you want to find out more information about the show I was talking about, Replayables, and there's a BF Live the Vibe section in there as well. Buckshot Kid Hoya from Written Off. Reverend Wild Bill says Hoya. Well, I got to give the Reverend Wild Bill one.
Can I get a Hoya? Can I get a Hoya? Can I get a Hoya? Can I get a Hoya?
Oops, BSK, Hoya, sorry, bro. There's the link box running for my friend Bobby Nick. Dong's got the love from Pecan 420. Scott Fitzpatrick link box runs. Pecan 420 shouts out Written Off and says, Hoya brother. Written Off gives the love right back to the Pecan. Pecan shouts out Reverend Wild Bill and says, Hoya, you old falk. And what are you gonna know? Yeah, give him a gonna. Thank you very much, Spawn. This means amazing. The Dreesen show, or Tom Dreesen, was one of your best shows, bro. Thank you, man. It really, I knew what it meant in the moment, and I try to do my good research for anybody that I have as a guest on here. And just the more and more I got to know about him, and the fact that, like I said, Pecan, can you imagine the stories that he couldn't tell being around Frank Sinatra? Can you imagine? I think you're muted, brother, if you're talking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Bro, yeah, like, I mean, because you know incidental stuff went on all the time. If you were around Frank for 14 years, you know some, hey,
Yeah,
what the
right.
fuck is going on over here went on every now and then, right? Something every now and then. So, man, amazing. Let's see. Hoya, Fossil Reverend Wild Bill. Sorry, bro. Just felt it fit after the senior show talk. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Was he having a senior moment over there?
No, we was talking about me and well, actually, the pig was talking about a show with that had Reverend Bill and Jim. You know, Jim Fanning, like a senior talk about the old days.
Yeah, okay, all right. Senior talk with Reverend Bill and Jim FJM. I like that. Hey, Written Off my dog from Spawn. Don checks in and goes, "Hey now, Buckaroos.
Hey now.
Hey now. Shout out love for Frankie from Don." Written Off says, Pig, there's the new name for the new show, The Fossil Show with Pig. Hey, Hoya.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out, Pig. Suey. Hi, Frankie from Written Off. There's Pecan having fun over there on the Rumble. Tomorrow, the second half of this show, after 1:30 East, will be Rumble exclusive. It'll be Rumble Party Friday. And we like to mix it up over there. And maybe some of those songs I cut off early over here because of copyright issues, I'll let them play a little longer when we have a Rumble Party Friday tomorrow to keep the lights on the BF Live The Vibe channel over there on Rumble. We do it every Friday. Hey now, Don from Pecan 420. Why did that do that? Hiya, Frankie from Crazy Cute Sunflower. There's Crazy Cute.
Hey now.
Sunflower, you got the love from Pecan. She says happy Thursday to me. Right back at you, Crazy Cute. Hello, Spawn from Buckshot Kid. Hoya Pecan from Crazy Cute Sunflower. Crazy Cute gets the love from the Buckshot Kid. Pecan 420 has fun with the Frankie emojis, and I showed them earlier when we were doing the Frankie dance. Hello, Don from Buckshot Kid. Crazy Cute shouts out Buckshot Kid. Pecan says Frankie be getting all the time.
Yeah.
Got those great pictures from Widow Killer. So many people contribute in your own way to the vibe, whether it be content or your generous super chats and memberships, and I appreciate it all. Jim Fanning has fun with the Trump mugshot. I guess see what that looks like over there on the Rumble. 100 Proof Podcasting Discord link again. Frankie getting a fade. You know it, Pecan. He gonna get it.
Yeah.
He's gonna get the high and tight for real. Frankie gonna come here. Frankie checks in tomorrow and every Friday from his job at the Mayflower Mall up there in Sydney, Nova Scotia. So he's gonna be high and tight and looking right tomorrow. Hello, BF. What's up, Buckshot Kid? How you doing there, buddy? Your afternoon chats in there. Wavy G always checks in.
Wavy.
Checks in after coming in, after working hard, and said, I'm going to check in with you, and then I'm going to go to bed. I'm so happy and gay. Well, then you could have just said, I'm very Perry.
Shut the fuck up.
It's an easier way of saying it, bro. How you doing there, nephew? Hello, Wavy G from Buckshot Kid. Buckshot gets the love from Spawn as we're nearing the completion of the opening chat family check-in. Wavy G says, my uncle touched me inappropriately in 1992. He had me carry his snow ski equipment up the hill at Big Bear, but I dropped them halfway up and he beat me.
Shut the fuck up.
And we know who his uncle is. That's the nephew right there. Hey, Buckshot, you got the love from Wavy G. Pecan is sitting right next to me, and there's his socials, what he does on Rumble 6 days a week, 10 a.m. East, the morning high. There's my links running again. Spawn says, Donks and I had many combos. We could really relate to one another. Wow, just interesting how people's memories are evoked. Pecan's generous every day and giving out gifted memberships, and just happened to hit Donkey Kongington of all people today.
Yeah.
And let's conclude the opening chat family check-in with Jim 666 saying it's 80 degrees here, like rain in the Shenandoah Valley. Great day for a walk. Too bad I can't do it, so I'm shuffling. Well, every day I be shuffling. Jim, keep shuffling, buddy. Keep swimming. Whatever movement you can do, just keep swimming, keep on going. That was the opening chat family check-in. Now let's get on with the show.
Amongst yourselves.
That's how the vibe works. Please continue to talk amongst yourselves and talk with me and Pecan, and our guest, Vinnie Greene, author, will be coming along later, author of River of Bones, a kind of interesting sounding book. I love hearing the audio is so colorful. I don't want to talk too much about it before he gets here, but we'll talk about it. But I do, like, we're not the biggest Stuttering John people here, obviously, on this show. But I do have two particular pieces of video of interest that I stumbled upon that I want to show you guys real quick, because I think, he's been kind of missing in that world for a while, Pecan, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of, and I know this is probably out there on other channels. Like I said, we don't cover it a whole lot, but I think this is a recent Stuttering John sighting right here. Check this out. Because, he hasn't been doing shows, and he talks about how he's the Duke and, nobody can do a show or anything off him. All of those other people that rely on that. Well, I think I got a sighting right here. Let's see what he's been up to.
There's Dave Davies from the Kinks. Over here you have John Melendez, Stuttering John Melendez.
There he is.
Yeah.
Sitting lonely at a table with a pile of shit. His arms folded.
And right beside him, Andy Dick.
Oh,
Let's
shit.
go chat with Andy Dick. We'll take a photo.
Oh, shit.
There's Dave Davies from the Kinks. Over here you have John Melendez, Stuttering John Melendez. And right beside him, Andy Dick.
Damn, now last time we seen Andy Dick, he was like laying on the streets on Hollywood Boulevard or some shit, wasn't it, Pecan?
Yep. he sure was. I remember
kind of
that.
the same equivalent in show business, I guess. If you're down there with Andy Dick doing signings and Andy Dick getting action, and you ain't got nothing. So he's just ever living off of the fumes of his old fame. And maybe I guess some of you know that some of the people come in here like they only got no Stuttering John because of all the rigmarole that's made about him. But he started on the Stern show. Jay Leno was looking, in my opinion, for a little bit of that Stern juice at the time, because Stern was everything. Like anything he went on, like the ratings popped. Anything that was kind of like that. So right, I hear you agreeing. So at the time he was like. He's like, hey, John, you can't work with me. That's it. So he, I think after doing like an appearance or something, they got in cahoots, and all of a sudden, quietly, Stuttering John's like, I'm going to go the announcer, Tonight Show. Because, a guy with a voice like that, you think right away, announcer. Well, here is metrosexual John announcing on the Tonight Show.
We have another live commercial for you. When it comes to personal grooming, no one knows more about it than our resident metrosexual, John Melendez. That's why he's going to talk to us now about the Gillette Fusion Phenom.
Thank you, Jay. You know what? Looking good is important to me. When I want to look my best, I use the Gillette Fusion Phenom. With the shave so close and smooth, the Gillette Fusion gives me
not bodysuit Pecan, right?
Such incredible confidence. You know what? I don't even need my latex biceps. I don't even need my fake six-pack abs. That's right. You know what? When I want to look my best and have an incredible, close, comfortable shave, all I need is the Gillette Fusion Phenom. You know what? I'm so confident, I don't even need this stupid wig.
Gillette, the best a man can get.
A horrible skull cap. Yeah. There's the comedy stylings of one Stuttering John Melendez that everybody's clamoring for. Everybody in that universe is clamoring for that Pecan right there. So
right there at the end, he ended up looking like a dick.
And I'm looking. I think
bald head and all.
He looked like a dick the whole time here.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. Well, let me see. I definitely got a bunch of stuff that we could get to. We're going to make our way to the 1 o'clock hour where Vinnie Greene is going to join us. I believe we'll tell you where he's joining us from when he joins. I'll let him tell you. Let's get into this thing real quick. Let me show you this. Now this is nothing says redneck like this particular race right here. In this little video I'm going to run for you right quick. Here's a little Americana for you. Yeah. So the object of the game is to be the first one to mount the trailer. Look, bro. And then if you're driving that truck, good Lord.
Officially nobody.
We got it.
Doesn't have The rear-wheel drive truck gonna take a swing.
This is definitely redneck all the way.
You damn right, boy.
We might have a winner. That's Braden Shavlik in the 0-1.
There you go. That attitude uniquely American there, Pecan, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm going to continue carrying on about it because I don't know. I do love the fact that the World Cup is discovering America, Pecan. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. And the energy, the generosity, the kind of back and forth. I'm going to share you some more. I even got different stuff than what I shared with you yesterday about this whole Tartan army that's come here. All these amazing Scottish people. And I'm going to share some of the things that have been going on. Let me see here. Well, first of all, I want to take off where they left because, they're drinking the city dry, basically.
Yeah.
It's what I'm hearing. So let's go. They had a big thing. All the Scottish, when they got to Boston, they's like, we got to go to Cheers. Let's go to Cheers. And you see how they got the cone everywhere, Pecan? Have you noticed these traffic cones everywhere?
Yeah.
I got a little origin story about what the significance of the cone is, too. So they had to get the real cheers in. But the Scottish have invaded Ireland. I mean, have invaded Boston. That is. Close some of their stuff. All right, let me share some of the other stuff that's going on because they're getting everybody in on it. Let me see. Up in the city of Boston, even the police are getting in on it. There, Pecan. I think he walked over to. Here we go. He'll tell you about it. Let's see. That was pretty cool right there. More World Cup discovers America. And then, so that's the one policeman's reaction. That's how he decided to join in on the festivities. But then this police officer, he's like, "Oh yeah, well you got those skills. Well, I got pipes, son." There you go.
Would you think that before you did this, Kevin? Thanks for that. That's very nice of you. There you go. Even the Boston cops.
Come here, baby. I want to take a picture.
That's right. Yeah, she's like, yep. I don't even know what the fuck. But that is the thing, P-Cunt, because it is. It does. It's like it's. I'm starting to figure out what the World Cup is all about, bro. It's all about just the world getting together and partying, and the game is really just like the excuse. It's just like the reason. So check this out. And so talking about the cultures and respect for other people's stuff here, let's watch this report about how the Japanese roll at World Cup games.
Tourist whose behavior makes news, it is usually bad news. You've thrown punches on a plane, you've broken a local treasure, you've bothered the local wildlife, or you've just generally made a fool of yourself very far from home. Which is why when you first hear about Japanese soccer fans at the World Cup waving these giant blue plastic bags around, you might assume the worst. But this is not another case of soccer hooliganism or tourists gone wild, far from it. When the game is over, win or lose, or as seen here yesterday after a tie with the Netherlands, they use those blue bags to clean up the stadium, bottle by bottle, bagging trash until it's gone.
It's like respect for everything, respect for the players, supporters, and also for the stadium. We are kind of honored to be here, so we don't want to make the mess and then leave it.
In fact, they've been doing it since the country's first World Cup in 1998, and the Japanese players bring a similar idea to the locker rooms, even leaving thank you notes in the local language. And the reverence, it seems, goes both ways. This is a Japanese fan being tossed up by fans of the Netherlands, celebrating him. Now, of course, Japan, like any country, has its problems, and their team is not expected to leave with a World Cup trophy. But their fans have already earned something that tourists from most countries have not: a little global respect.
How about that, see? And so, let's see, we can go. I already mentioned that they're drinking the city dry. Let me show you. Let me go to a bartender report up here. I got a couple of them up here in Boston where they are having a hard time keeping the city stocked with beer. Here's an example of them restocking right here. Check this out, how they're throwing it down up in Boston. Restocking for week 2 in Boston.
There you go.
This is at Coop. So to give you an idea, I mean, it's not like they're not thinking of stocking beer. Close that one. Now watch, here you go. Now this bartender is going to tell you her stories about being a bartender, and bars are running out of beer up in Boston. It's being reported. So here's a little report from an actual bartender.
Did you guys have a problem restocking your beer? Because there's been a lot of bars that ran out.
We did run out of beer. Luckily, it was only for a couple of days, and we are fully restocked again.
for a couple of days. So I got of every
for a couple of days, Pico. We just ran out.
Yeah.
They said they're drinking everything.
We got in the tenants, which I never heard of previous to this. Those sold out in about 2 hours. And then they also like the Coronas and weirdly the Sun Cruisers.
Oh, really? They're big Sun Cruisers fans, are they?
I would have guessed that.
There was a video that you made that went viral, and can you kind of tell everyone what the video was and what was on that video that made everyone start retweeting it?
Yeah, of course. I just made the video for fun. I was coming off a high of one of the best shifts I've ever worked, and I just kind of wanted to highlight like the kind of business the World Cup was bringing. So I just talked about how much money I brought in just in a day shift alone. And I shouted out Scotland because they were more than half my customers for the day.
And how much money did you make in that one shift?
I made $950, almost $1,000.
Oh my God.
In a
Almost
day shift.
$1,000 bartending and tips on one shift.
Yes. I do want to preface that I was the only bartender working.
Are you kidding me?
And you probably deserve every penny of that then. Oh, wow.
Why? What happened there? That's what happened, Katie. Why were you the only one?
Friday, I bartend on my own, and that's how we played it, not expecting as big of a pop as we did.
Wow.
Because that's crazy. Because Kaylee, did you, like when you heard the World Cup was coming, did you have that feeling that a lot of these bars apparently did, and a lot of employees, that these international people, they don't tip? That's that because a lot of them in other countries, they're not used to tipping. Did you have that fear before this week?
I did not have that fear. To be honest, I think when it comes to working, you have busy shifts and slow shifts, and your money always evens out. My job is to provide good service. Tips come along with that. I don't expect anything.
Oh, well, you know what's funny, Kaylee, is that there's been reports that some of these bars down at Faneuil Hall ended up putting a 20% service fee on the bill.
Yeah, they tried
so
to do
their
that
employees
shitty
would
thing
get
and
paid.
sneak it in.
But what ended up happening was that the Scottish people were tipping so much more than that they were like, oh no, we got to get rid of that. We got to get rid of the fee. So
there you go. So let me give you another example of how generous they're being. This Tartan Army, I mean, they're amazing. Check this out. There we go. Another more World Cup discovers America. Shout out, everybody. We got a guest, Vinnie Greene, going to join us at the top of the 1 o'clock hour.
England's famous Tartan Army has set Boston abuzz with its World Cup spirit.
And now the group's passion is making an appearance off the pitch. The fans visited Horizons for Homeless Children in Roxbury Tuesday. They toured the center, played bagpipes for children on the playground, and made a $1,200 donation.
All we were seeking to do was to come with the Tartan Army, spread a little peace, hope and goodwill, and make a difference to the American people.
The kids are thrilled. Most of us have never heard a bagpiper in person before, so it's just been a really fun partnership.
That wasn't the only donation the Tartan Army made here in New England. The group also donated $10,000 to the Hasbro Children's Hospital.
Ain't that awesome shit, man? I mean, it turned into generosities, people coming. But let me show you. So there's one beer company took advantage of them running out of beer. As if you're a smart business, you should. So they said, hey, Tartan Army, we hear you're running out of beer up there. We got you hooked up. There's Narragansett beer. Oh, BF. Oh, no. Oh, shit. I had to cut that off. I'll get thunderstruck. I forgot that was in there. But yeah, that let me play that without the music. And I tried to mute it, it wouldn't let me. Son of a bitch. Here we go. All right. I'm just gonna play it without the music. But yeah, this is them. This is that company showing up and just giving like a truckload of beer.
There you go.
I'm gonna play the song. That's what you do when you're marketing. But I'm telling you, dude, the whole area is a buzz. Now these people are out here partying. Listen to this. I don't know where they get these songs, but they have this song they do to Seven Nation Army called "No Scotland, No Party." They're singing it everywhere. Okay. But they also have this song, Pecan. Check this one out, bro.
Pineapple. Oh, they say it's got a pineapple. Oh, they say it's got a pineapple. Oh, they say it's got a pineapple on his head. You runs it.
Look at that floor.
on up there. Ready, go, 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 go. He's got 2 pineapples. Oh, that's it. He's got 2 pineapples.
Let's just sing about anything.
He's got 2 pineapples. Oh, that's it. 2 pineapples.
I don't know. I just love their spirit. Now, check this out. Now over there in the UK, I don't think they have some hard alcohol, but I'm pretty sure they don't have anything as hard as 160 proof moonshine.
Ooh,
pecan, which is what our dudes are going to try right here. Brits try 160 proof moonshine for the first time.
Wow.
I think I need an ambulance. We're about to try 160 proof moonshine. You guys said we didn't try proper moonshine. Well, 160 proof. Here we go. 160 proof moonshine.
I'm not going to give you a little.
I didn't.
Oh! I probably spill more.
Why is it burning my trousers? It smells like you can run a car.
No, just sip it. Don't do it like you did.
Here we go.
He said, "Sip it."
Oh, don't do that.
He pounded it, pecan.
Yeah.
And even the good old boy that gave it to him said, "Oh, don't do that." He said, "Oh, don't do that." That's got when you're in another country and somebody gives you something of their tradition, and then they go, "Oh, don't do that."
Why is it burning my trousers? It smells like you can run a car.
No, just sip it. Don't do it like you did.
Here we go.
Oh, don't do that.
He looked at him like, "What?"
He told you to sip it too.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, wow.
Careful.
I think I'm seeing double.
He said don't do that. That's rocket fuel. Elon Musk should buy this.
We're going to get you something to fix that real quick. Bring me that peach, Hazel.
Yeah, no, I don't want no more moonshine, George. George, my chest is burning. I think I need an ambulance.
I beg you to sip.
He said, "You dumb fuck."
Cheers, George. Thanks so much.
I guess we'll see you in a few days when we.
So we tried the 160 proof.
You did already.
Yeah, we've done it.
I'm seeing double, George. He's sweating.
He didn't even remember fucking trying it, pecan.
That's crazy.
We're going to try out the 160 proof. All right, now let me give you a little, everybody a little story. And like I said, I'm not the biggest World Cup guy, but I do love the fact that people are discovering and enjoying America and each other and all this stuff. So here's a little, I'm trying to learn more about it. So here is about the Scottish tradition of the cones. I've been seeing these cones everywhere. I saw it on Cheers, on that Cheers video. So here's what the origin of the cones.
If you've seen any videos of the Scotland fans here in Boston for the World Cup, you might have noticed something unusual. Traffic cones sitting on the heads of statues. If you're wondering why, this all started in Glasgow, Scotland's biggest city. The most famous example is the Duke of Wellington statue outside Glasgow's Gallery of Modern Art, where a traffic cone has regularly appeared on his head since the 1980s. What began as a late-night joke gradually grew into something much more meaningful. Over the years, the traffic cone has become a symbol of Scottish humour and the slightly rebellious and playful spirit we've become quite well known for. When the Glasgow City Council proposed ideas to stop people putting the cone back on the head of the statues, they received so much public backlash that they had to abandon the idea. So while it might just look like a traffic cone on the head of a statue, for many Scottish people, it's become an unofficial cultural icon. Now you know this story, you'll probably start seeing these cones everywhere. Make sure to follow my account for more updates from the World Cup here in the USA.
We've got separate comedy.
So there you go. So that's the origin of the cone story. That's the origin of the cone story there, pecan. So that's why. So it kind of means a little mischief, a little playful mischief right there. But I have seen them. They're trying to put the cone on top of Sam Adams' head up there in Boston. A lot of people are tripping out on that. Like, you figure they would like have enough English beer, but they like coming here and drinking Sam Adams beer. But now even Gordon Ramsay, the famous chef Gordon Ramsay, even though Perry Caravello says he's not a very good chef and he doesn't know anything about cooking a steak, he knows something about football and cooking steaks, Perry. He knows a lot more than you.
Shut the fuck up.
Listen right here what he's going to do for World Cup fans in Boston.
Now, listen, there's a lot of excitement building up ahead of Scotland versus Haiti. But here's how I'm going to give a little bit back. If you're in Boston, anywhere near Gordon Ramsay Burger, wings are on me, okay? 6 wings are on me when you buy a burger, providing one thing. The legs are out and you're wearing a beautiful kilt. Morn! Good luck, guys.
He's saying you gotta have your legs out. Because these dudes are rocking the kilts that come over here. They're the real deal Scottish. And I saw one video yesterday, Pecan, and this one Scottish guy said, I got my drinking kilt done. I think he's got some drawers on under it. It means if he falls over, tipsy drunk or whatever, that it won't show everything he's got, his all he's got. But Gordon Ramsay talking about. I like his condition though. You gotta have your kilt on though. He wants them real Scottish guys.
Building up ahead of Scotland versus Haiti. But here's how I'm going to give a little bit back. If you're in Boston, anywhere near Gordon Ramsay Burger, wings are on me, okay? 6 wings are on me when you buy a burger, providing one thing. The legs are out and you're wearing a beautiful kilt. Morn! Good luck, guys. Hey guys, it's Gordon.
All right, there you go. All right, well, here you go, guys. Working out just in time. So I just wanted to kind of point that stuff out because I don't know. I guess the world being what it is, I'm excited to see people having fun, joy, and people enjoying each other, enjoying this country and all that stuff. So I'm glad if that's what World Cup provides, and I'm happy to talk about it here. All right, well, I'm going to bring in somebody that I got to know through another fellow podcaster, and I haven't really got a chance to talk to him since then, and I've been wanting to. He's been doing shows and stuff. I think them two are going to be ramping up and doing another show, and he's an author. I want to talk to him about his book and all that stuff. He'll let him know. I think he's coming to us from Ireland. He is Vinnie Greene, author. Vinnie Greene joins us today. Hello, Vinnie.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
You're welcome, Vin. Good to see you again, buddy. It's been a long time.
Too long, and I've been very busy. I like to keep busy because.
Yes, same as well. I've been, I think it's probably hundreds of shows ago, at least by my show count, that we got together with Jukebox Ginger on his channel, right?
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago at this stage.
If it feels like it, bro, probably so. The way time flies, and if it feels like a year to me, it's probably more likely 2 years now. Then, so how you doing today?
I'm good. Been busy. Just moved house. So as I said to you, like we were trying to link up a couple of weeks ago. But I've been in the middle of moving house and been working on some side projects, some graphic novel stuff, and been ramping up my 3rd book. And me and Jukebox are planning a new podcast called The Cuckoo's Nest, which will feature on his network.
That's cool, man. Well, let's talk about that a little bit. So, my friend Bobby Nick here, but he goes by his screen name is Pecan up here. He's joining us today. It's my brother right here. So are you joining us from Ireland? Are you not, or is that where you're coming to us from?
Of course, yes. I'm from Port Leash in Ireland. I literally just moved back to my hometown for the first time in over a decade. So it's cool. It's nice to be around similar sites. Not much has changed. I work in my hometown anyway, so I've been seeing it pretty regularly, but it's nice to have my home base near my family, near my kid. And my mind is a lot quieter these days.
That's fantastic, man. And it's already, a couple like 5 hours ahead from us here in the States where I'm at on the East Coast.
Yeah. We live in the future, bro.
Yeah, what time is it? What time is it in the future, bro? What time is it right now where you're at?
We're 6 minutes past 6.
Okay, yes, you're about 5 hours ahead of us. Yeah, we're just about 6 minutes past 1 o'clock in the afternoon here on the East Coast of the United States, buddy. Well, it's good to see you again. So talk to us about your book, River of Bones, right?
Yeah, so River of Bones, I published it in 2024. In the meantime, because like the whole thing about River of Bones was I got obsessed with publishing a book. And when I look at it, recently I've reread it and I'm like, oh, I could have done better. So what I've done in the last couple of years is I haven't published anything because I wanted to raise myself as a writer, as a creator, get a better understanding of the craft, really, because I was a guy that had lots of cool ideas and then I tried to fit a lot of cool ideas into a book. But now I'm starting to understand structure, narrative, what really are important to a story, character motivations and things like that. And well, River of Bones, I like to call it my guinea pig because it was really me just trying to teach myself how to write a novel a lot of the time. So it's an epic Western horror. I grew up watching lots of Westerns. My late brother, William, had this huge VHS collection. And he like ingratiated me into the world of westerns, and I fell in love with this idea of this rough kind of character that in a lawless land, and some of these guys that have these principles, but even the guys with principles are these gray kind of people, because the things they have to do to survive, even if they're good in air quotes, is oftentimes barbaric. And that's what I wanted to capture with River of Bones, is that there's no real good people in this. There's people with good intentions, but to pretty much get those good intentions and put them in the world, they have to do the most savage things. There's even a line in the book that General Montague says, I would teach these savages civility, even if I have to do it the most savage way possible. And that's kind of like encapsulates what happens in that era, because the people that were teaching the civility, in a sense, were doing it in the most horrific ways possible. And that's what River of Bones is. It's a story about good people having to do the worst possible things to try bring some sort of level of peace to an area called the Territories that's in turmoil due to this skinwalker invasion.
And it's interesting because you can kind of relate that to how we kind of still relate to things, things going on today with war and conflict and things of this nature. But I noticed, so you mentioned that you had this this love of the westerns through your VHS collection of your uncle's VHSs. But I also know. Excuse me, pardon me for misstating that. So the brothers VHS collection, but so where does the your love of the horror come from? Because it seems like it's it's like horror and then it's like the cowboy western, and you've kind of blended them in a very interesting way.
Yeah, so my love of horror actually came from my brother as well. Like, he was showing me movies like when I was 9 or 10. Like I grew up on classics. Like when I was going to school, like I was asking people, "What's your favorite movie?" And they'd be contemporary movies, like I'm talking like 10, 11, 12-year-olds, and I'm like, Jaws, Halloween, The Thing.
Yeah.
Like, these are movies I grew up with because of my brother. Like, my love of movies, my love of storytelling, all of this comes from my late brother William. Like, he used to write, he never published, and he used to write these stories in his notebook, write all by hand. And then he'd read it to me and my brother Jay. He's because we're close in age and we're the two youngest. So, and I fell in love. Like, he is, without my brother William in my life, I'm not on this podcast. I'm not a writer. I don't have this love for movies. Maybe I could have, but he is my direct influence. He's the one to show me how fun it is to tell your own stories. He's the one to show me so many movies way ahead of my time. Like, because of that, I fell in love with horror. I fell in love with westerns. I fell in love with history. I fell in love with politics because of the medium I was ingesting at the time. And because of that, I think I got an increased level of mature intelligence in terms of how I kind of look at stories, because I don't look at it and go, "Oh, he's a good actor," whatever. I'm like, what is the story trying to convey? What are they trying to do? What are the character motivations? Like, and then I start looking at it as the art. And because way before I ever published anything, even thought about publishing anything, I always wanted to be a writer. I just never figured out what direction to go in to make that possible. And I tried to write a graphic novel in my late teens because my girlfriend at the time was this amazing artist, and I just never had the follow through. And then when I got to my 30s and I looked at the future and I'm like, what do I want to do? I was like, there's jobs that I need to do to keep the bills paid.
Right.
What do I really want to do? And I looked at it and I was like, I want to be a writer, and I've always wanted to be a writer, and now is my chance to try be a writer. What genre do I want to operate in? And I go, the things that fascinate me more than anything is historical stories and horror stories. So I'm like, let's combine the two. So River of Bones is a historical horror story set with the Western subgenre, because horror is so it's so like versatile. You can have horror, but you can have sci-fi horror, you can have Western horror, body horror, isolationist horror, you can have haunted house horror, supernatural horror, the occult horror. And that's what I love about horror. It's such a versatile genre. And that's when I looked at it, I'm like, I want to write the things I love, the stories that I would like to read. So my first book, River of Bones, is a historical horror set in the Western subgenre. My second book, The Lonely Lighthouse, that's being illustrated currently, is an isolationist horror, much in the vein of something like The Shining, which is one of my favorite horror movies, because that's what I love about horror. You can literally, the thing about horror is what's horrific to you can be so different from what's horrific to Pecan. Sorry, man, that name's amazing. And,
that's great. That's what it's there for. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the thing is, like I'm arachnophobic, right? I'm terrified of spiders. And the thing is, spiders scare me way more than a haunted house, because I can rationalize a haunted house. I can't rationalize this 8 little hairy bastard that's trying to crawl in all my orifices. And he's just waiting for me to fall asleep. Like, that's what spiders do. And that's why I hate spiders. But that's the thing about horror. There's so many different things that can be considered horrific to so many different people, and it makes it such an incredibly versatile genre. And think about it as well, it's like I love mythos and urban legends and stuff like that, but what are the greatest stories? The greatest stories aren't actually in fiction, they're in history. Whether or not historical facts are actually true or not is another thing, but the greatest stories ever told are in history. They're in ancient cultures, ancient anthropology, and that's the things that fascinate me. And that's why I write historical history, because they're the two things I love the most.
Well, that's cool. And it sounds like what I'm getting from you is that you got this love of writing. You always wanted to do it. And it sounds like you just threw yourself at it. Like you said, you're teaching yourself how to write by doing this. And I find that intriguing, because I can compare that to me doing these shows every day, and that I'm kind of figuring it out as I go along. Like I kind of knew that I wanted to do this, but I really didn't know what form I wanted it to be. And so I just kind of threw myself at it. And so I kind of relate to what you're saying in that. And then now you're saying, you're seeing what you did out of that. You learn from it and you move on, and your second book will be that much better because of it.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, initially my dream was to be a graphic novelist, and what made me fall in love with writing as I got older was graphic novels. I got exposed to Garth Ennis, The Preacher, The Boys, through a friend of mine, Jordan McAvoy. And I'm like, holy shit, graphic novels can be this. It doesn't just have to be this one-dimensional, the hero's journey. It doesn't have to be this. It can be filled with these good gray characters, and that's what I'm fascinated by. I love Transmetropolitan, Why the Last Man, Sheriff of Babylon. These graphic novels that have this like gray area to them, and it's not just about the heroist. And it's so when I wanted to do is I wanted to be a graphic novel. I wanted River of Bones to be a graphic novel, and I couldn't find a sequential artist. So after 2 years of developing it as a 10-part graphic novel series, I had 10 different scripts, and I couldn't find a sequential artist anywhere. And I was like, okay, what can I do without being dependent on other people's external input? And I'm like, I can just write a novel. And I'm like, shit, how do I write a novel? So the first Google search was literally, how do you write a novel? I'm not even joking.
And that's probably before AI was really there to help you, right?
There was no AI. It was just literally bootstrapping it. And so I literally was like, how do I write a novel? So then I had to do the job of converting a 10-page or 10-part graphic novel series into a novel. And so that's how initially it was 10 chapters long. And then I started expanding it, and then I changed the mythos, and then I changed the lore, and then I gave all these different legends and stuff like that. And like I was blessed as well, because I met this guy called Bengali, who's a very successful independent author, and he introduced me to Reedsy, where I found my illustrator Thea Margerand, and she's just incredibly talented. Like to be able to find her at the entry level of being a novelist is one of the biggest pieces of luck I've had, because now me and her have got this incredible working relationship. Like, she signed on for the next 10 years of projects. I don't have to worry about looking for an illustrator. I have my next 6 or 7 novels already outlined. I know exactly what playgrounds I want to mess around in. And I know where I'm going to expand as a novelist, because historical history is my love, but I've got sci-fi stories planned. I've got like dystopian, futuristic stories planned. I've got like alien stories planned. Like, I've got lots of things planned, and I sent her the outlines for everything. She knows all my upcoming projects for the next 10 years, and she's signed on. Wow. And because I've got such a talented illustrator, always working with someone at that such a high level makes me want to improve constantly,
Yeah, work off of each other, and to have someone that can that you feel you can vibe with on that level, and go, here's someone that gets it. If I throw a concept at her, a storyline, she'll kind of already get in her mind the same visual that I'm going for. I imagine that there's a lot of value in that.
Yeah, like, because one of the main things, and it ended up being a cloud with a silver lining, was River Bones was supposed to come out in 2022. But I had to fire 2 illustrators, because one just kept missing deadlines. And the second guy, who's an incredibly talented artist named Stephen Kane, he just kept changing concepts. And that's what, when you talk about being able to have this kind of simpatico with your illustrator, is so important, because when I see things, I try to convey it in a way that she can pretty much bring it to fruition. But also I have to understand is, without a perfect mind meld, you're going to have this disparate vision for the concept. And that's where me and Steve kind of became at loggerheads, because I would create a concept, he would have a different interpretation, and I'm like, no, the concept has to be this, because it's supposed to encapsulate the mood of the chapter. And because of that, I had half the book illustrated. And because of this, and I just said to myself, look, Vinny, what do you want to do? Do you want to keep pressing on and having this friction, or do you want to go back to the start and work with Tia from the beginning? And so I made the bold decision of scrapping the book, decided to do all the illustrations again, which cost me a few €100. And it delayed the book by another excuse me, about like 9-10 months. But because of that, I got to go back into the book. I got to redraft, rewrite, review, get better as a writer. And I spoke to Bengali about this. I said that every delay was a blessing in disguise, because it allowed me to improve the story. And even though I'm not, like, I wouldn't say I'm happy with the current iteration of River Bones, because when I go back and read it, I go, this is a cool story with too many flaws, in my opinion. And you'll see how I counteract those flaws in next year when I make an announcement. But right now, I'm very happy with what I did. I'm more happy with the fact that I was able to publish it than the fact that I was able to write it, if that makes sense. Because the publishing side was so much more difficult, because the writing side is fun to me.
Right.
But publishing is horrible.
That sounds like the real work, the struggle, the actual. We got to really put your nose to the grindstone and really figure out how you're going to get this passion piece, this thing out there. So yeah, I can understand what you're saying. I can demonstrate some of this. I'm gonna play one of these couple little reels that you have on your page, and it really, I love the way it's verbalized. Really does help me. It paints a really good picture. Let's listen to a couple of these excerpts from Vinnie Greene's book, A River of Bones.
Chapter 1. And the beginning. He weighted down on one knee, adjusting the black Stetson on his head to get a better view, his hands cold and numb. The frost nipped at his stiffening fingers, and a tight grip on his rifle was hard to come by. Jeremiah rested the rifle against his shoulder periodically, taking aim at the emptiness of the willows, waiting for any signs of life to present itself. Holed up here for hours on hunts like this, his mind always wandered back to the days in the trenches, the days of the war, the filth, the fighting, the freezing cold. That's what they never told you. It was the elements more than the enemy that took its true toll on you and your men. That's what war was. That's what hunting was. Waiting in the wild, waiting for a target to sidle its way into your scopes.
So there you go. There's one of the first excerpts there. But yeah, so and obviously depict someone out there in the hunt, kind of waiting, kind of the whole longing of all that stuff there. But yeah, so let's see. And from there, I got the other one up here. Let me go back in my. I was going to play a couple more of those, but I like how descriptive they are as far as like the black Stetson hat and, kind of really painting a picture that kind of really helps me, graphically kind of really visualize kind of what the person is and what's going on there. But once again, as far as the, I'm trying to figure out like where does, at some point when they're out in this situation, they have this kind of an encounter from somebody from another form of life. How did you get to all of that? How did you come to put all that together?
So one thing I do a lot, even just for fun, is I love going on rabbit holes and I love doing research. Just like I said, like history is something that's fascinated me my whole life. Like it's one of the subjects I always scored very high grades in school. And the thing is, I love doing research. Like I just love it. I love I wanted to be an anthropologist, but there's not much of a viable career sector in Ireland for that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So I obviously went down other paths, but I am fascinated by other people's cultures, and something that always fascinated me was the Native American culture, and it's something that I actually really didn't know as much about as I thought I did, because my entire life I love ancient Rome, ancient Greece, ancient Egypt, the Vikings, all European centric or near European centric cultures, and that's really what I fell in love with growing up, and obviously ancient Irish culture too is quite fascinating, to the Danann and Fomorians, things like this. But with the Native American culture, see, I've always been fascinated by Americana, First of all, I'll put that out there, and that's why my first 3 books are all centered around American characters. Like, it's like I'm fascinated because the way he settled the West in such a short time span is one of the most impressive feats by any civilization through any period of any time in history. And people to try to minimize that through the means that you did it, Americans are no different in how you conquered land in the way other cultures did. Like, the demonization of how America settled the West is so stupid to me, because not because the acts were innocent, but because they were no different now other people settled cultures. Nobody is where they began. Like, that's why I always found
that's true. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, because like what happened was you went to war with another culture and you beat them in war and you took their land. That's not unique to America. The demonization of America for doing so is very strange to me. But like, that's the fascination for me was I love Americana. I love the period of the Wild West. And I'm like, when I was a kid, what was the first thing you ever played was Cowboys and Indians, you know, that kind of thing. So
Yes.
I was like, I want to do something that's in horror, and I don't think there's a lot of people operating in the Native American horror sector. And I was like, so I decided to do some research on their lore, and then I decided to do an interpretation of their lore to suit my narrative. So like they have a lot of things called like skinwalkers, people that can transform, and I was like, werewolves are werewolves and skinwalkers are skinwalkers. I'm like, well, if I kind of mesh the two and make my own interpretation of a werewolf that's a skinwalker, maybe there's a legend that's already pre-existing in the territories. And that's where, like, on the back of the book, it says, what do you know about the whispers in the willows and the wanderings of the wild men? And that is the pre-existing lore that the whole book Legends is centered around. Because in my book, 100 years before the events of River of Bones, around the frontier time when America was being settled, there was a thing called the Whispers in the Willows and the Wanderings of the Wild Men, an event that occurred 100 years ago when America was being settled. And that's where the whole central lore comes around. That my interpretation of what happens if old world monsters return to the new world in the shape of a new world person, a new worldian or whatever. In my villain, my antagonist, Boate, who comes from the Crow tribe. And he went to the old world, something occurred, he came back transformed, and now everybody has to deal with the ramifications of his transformation.
And yeah, like you talk about the lores and the legends that would kind of live in the past. Here's the bit of the audio that you described exactly what you were talking about.
What do you know about the whispers in the willows and the wanderings of the wild men? When a vicious beast returns to the new world, it leaves nothing but broken hearts and broken bodies in its wake. The snow turns bloody, and the survivors of the slaughter go in search of justice, but what they find is a war against the wild. Welcome to the territories. Wander if you dare. The year is 1870. Jeremiah Solomon and the survivors of Sweetwater ride out on a mission of vengeance. They leave their world behind and venture into the wilderness, following the trail of a creature like they've never hunted before. On their haunted hunt, they discover a world that simmers just beneath their own. A world filled with monsters and magic. A world filled with horror and hunters.
Hey, I will let you know something that my one of my friends and co-host that couldn't be with us today, he hasn't checked in with us today. He goes by Bobby Nick. He's a big horror fan, bro. Like, you could ask him any horror question and he can pull the answer for you. And when I played that for him yesterday, he said, I need to see that as a movie. And I'm not shitting you, man. He said that directly. That's how descriptive that is to us, and it's really very vivid to us. So I just wanted to forward that little information to you, if that's any compliment to you.
Yeah, man, that's a huge compliment. And the thing is, like, the reason I had to teach myself how to write novels, and the reason I wanted to write graphic novels, and working with AI, I don't use AI to write, but I use it to generate images for my graphic novels. So they're the graphic novels that I'm working on right now, because as I said, I can't find a sequential artist, and I needed to scratch the itch of writing graphic novels. And I can think in scenes and visualistic, like I think in images and scenes. And so when I write prose, I try to describe the exact image that I'm seeing. I know that sounds pretty obvious in terms of writing, but like to try and verbalize it, I find it hard to say it's raining outside. Like, you know what I mean? I like to say,
right. So you need to describe the whole situation in more details. What I'm getting.
Yeah, so like there's a part like where it's raining and they're in the Own Mercy Fever Hospital, and I talk about how there's a tat 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 on the roof and there's a rapping
Right.
sound, and
That's the good stuff. Yes.
yeah, the onomatopoeic of it all, like that's how I like hear things, and that's why graphic novels suit the way I tell stories, because when I'm creating these things, I can sit there and literally I go into my microphone and I can plot out 4, 5, 6 pages in advance off the top of my head without a script, because I'm able to act out the scenes in my head. And like with River of Bones, and that's why maybe when I read back to it, my own criticism would be I slightly am a bit over poetic in my prose, and because I'm trying to create, like I have this weird imagination. So when I'm trying to convey the imagery that I'm seeing in my head, like I don't just see nighttime. When I see nighttime, I see the purples and I see the blues that are meshing. And
I think that's great,
black.
and I think it's better to over describe something than to not describe enough and really have no sense of the story or where you're at or what's even going on in the story. So
yeah, my major weakness as a writer is I've got a turbo sense of direction in real life. So I find it really hard to figure out geographical locations, and so how I've evolved, and I used AI to evolve now, is I do these things called character sheets and master sheets and maps, and I make all these maps out and stuff, because my major weakness, I know, because I'm in the middle of writing my 3rd book, and the reason I stopped writing it wasn't because I didn't know where the narrative was going, it's because I couldn't figure out the exact dimensions of the bunker that it's set in. And I'm like, where's this position? And where's this position? And my brain doesn't work that way, unfortunately. So what I had to do was I literally had to go into AI and create a diagram of the bunker, just so I have some sort of idea, the spatialness,
something to play off of, huh?
Yeah, because like my brain is so weird, because like I can visualize a battlefield off the top of my head, a battle scene, and I can work it out choreography, and I can, like, this guy's positioned here and this guy's positioned here. But yeah, I couldn't tell you if something is 50 feet away by visualizing it. I can't tell you if something's to the west by visualizing it, you know, or something's 200 feet away, because my brain doesn't work that way. My brain sees it's like a bird's eye view of the scene, and I can see it exactly how I imagine it. But then my problem sometimes is trying to convey it in a very coherent, simplified way, you know, because sometimes I get a bit carried.
An economy of words, if you can. Yeah, an economy of words, whatever you can. All right, well, here's a second little reel. Let's paint a little picture from another chapter of Vinnie Greene's book, River of Bones. Listen to this.
Chapter 2, Ashes to Ashes. He didn't have to wait long for the camp to come into view. When it did, Jeremiah stopped right at the edge and peered out from his hiding place in the willows. The air stank of charcoal and scorched timber. He waited for the smoke to clear. It wasn't thick. The fire must have been burning all night. All at once, Jeremiah felt it. The dread. The whole place was laden with it. Something terrible had happened here. Taking a deep breath, Jeremiah left cover and dropped to a prone position. He crawled out through the fallen leaves, dragging himself along the damp ground for a few feet before scurrying to a nearby tree. When Jeremiah reached the tree, he threw himself against its thick trunk and glanced into the woods before going any further. He couldn't see the others, but he knew they were there, watching his back.
There you go. So another descriptive scene from Vinnie Greene's book, River of Bones. There you go.
Chapter 1.
Oh, that's one. Let me go back to Chapter 3. I think we got the Chapter 3 on here.
Chapter 3.
Listen to this one.
The Mongrel. After my encounter with the man-like wolf that had turned into a man again, I stumbled into a strange place filled with strange people. I sat with them around a blazing fire as the sounds of beating drums rolled through the campsite. I could feel it in my chest, my heart beating in rhythm with the drums. I looked around and saw painted children with distorted faces dancing in the shadows, their appearance morphing and shifting with the light. The drums beat faster and faster, the same beat over and over. It brought life to the flames, and the flames, in turn, brought life to the forest.
There you go. So that's another chapter out of that book, Vince. So you say you're already working on your second and or third book, I believe you're saying?
Yeah, so The Lonely Lighthouse, my second book, is a novella. So that's completed. It's just being illustrated at the moment. My illustrator is designing the cover as we speak, and I'm currently working on my third book, We Are Many, which is a body horror set around the Nazis and the occult and some supernatural elements. Because like, why not? And but the thing about We Are Many is that was actually the first thing I wrote before River of Bones as a screenplay, and because I wanted to be a graphic novelist, I wanted to be a screenplay writer. A novelist is not what I wanted to be, but it's the most feasible thing I can be with the tools I have available to me. A novelist is something that's way more feasible because you need a budget. Like, I tried to get a movie made recently and I wasn't able to get the funding. So I turned around, I made that into a graphic novel instead. And that's the best thing about it. Now I can use that as a marketing tool. And but like, yeah, so shit, I kind of lost my train of thought, but
no, you can definitely hear the screenplay aspects to your storytelling, bro. You can definitely hear that, and I believe that's why my friend Bobby, who's currently on our show on other days, I believe that's why he said right away, like that's a movie. I got to see that as a movie because that's kind of the way we notice that you tell stories. So it's really cool, man. So your book is available on Amazon.com. I imagine. Tell everybody where they can find your book and find out about you.
Yeah, so I'm on Facebook. I hate social media, so I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to marketing. I hate social media. I don't even have an author picture in my book. I've no interest in me being famous. What I always wanted was, I just want my stories to be famous. Like that's it. Like if you look at if you look at my book, my main thing was my name should never be above the title. Because I don't care if people like Vinnie Greene or Vincent Greene's books or Vincent Greene. I just like if people like my stories. So like I want River Bones to do well. I have a hard time marketing myself as a person because like I live a pretty boring life. I just like spend time with my kid. I do a lot of writing, and I work a day job. So so you can find me on Facebook. I tried X. I have no real interest in it. I've tried other platforms, but you can find me on Facebook, Vinnie Greene. I'm verified, and I've got 5,000 followers, so it's not doing too badly on Facebook. I'm lazy. And but Amazon is exclusive. River Bones is exclusively on Amazon. It's a KDP exclusive, so it's a KDP Select as well, so you can read the ebook. It's available in hardbook and in paperback, but the hard book itself, the hard copy is really expensive because of the illustrations, because they wouldn't allow me to print it in not premium paper. So that's why the hard copy the hardback is really expensive. But yeah, you'll find it in Barnes and Nobles, any Amazon supported platforms or anything like that, because it's exclusive with Amazon and their partners and stuff like that. And as I was saying, like, before, but like River Bones is something that I was very proud of at the time. Looking back at it and even listening to those excerpts that you just played them like 3 or 4 times, I was like, shit, I could have did that better.
If you're a perfectionist, you're always gonna do that the rest of your life. And I gotta tell you, it was really hard for me to listen to myself on one of my own shows after I was done it, but I understand the importance of doing it in order to improve and to critique my own self. So it is one of the hardest things we do, my friend. So try not to beat yourself up too hard, man. But yeah, I'd say obviously it sounds like you're learning from it, so that's the best thing we can do from it, I think. But,
dude, I grew up Roman Catholic. The best form of improvement is through flagellation. So like, you got to do it.
There you go. Now, as far as JD, our friend, this is Jukebox Ginger, man. This is his page right here. Now, talk about. I have been seeing little pictures and little kind of things talking about what are you guys getting together on.
So me and Dylan and Jukebox Ginger, one of the hardest working MFers that you'll ever find.
Man.
This dude has must have 15 different personalities, because like he just post, and it's never repetitive. And so how we met was through podcasting, and I took a break from podcast. I had a mildly successful horror podcast a couple of years ago called Invasion of the Potty Snatchers. We did some cool interviews on our platform. We had some superhero stuff as well, separate podcast, and but we really had some decent success with Invasion of the Potty Snatchers. I got to interview like Robin Block, the guy who does the In Search of Darkness documentaries, and Mark Scheffler, who's in the original Last House on the Left, and lots of cool creators and stuff. And one of the creators that we met when we were operating that platform, me and my buddy No John Toohey, was Jukebox Ginger, and I left podcasting for a while to concentrate on writing, and I came back and I started appearing on a few of his shows again, and he has got a great network, JG's Lounge on YouTube, and we're always talking about the silliest conspiracies and the craziest things and deep dive topics. And so like throughout the last few months, I was appearing on different shows on his platform, and a lot of the time we were talking about true crime and stuff, all these different deep dive topics.
Right.
So I said to him that wouldn't it be cool if we just did a podcast? I said, not just like do the conspiracy theory thing, but just do interesting topics. Like, it doesn't have to be conspiracy, and it doesn't have to be like, we're doing these rabbit holes. It's like cool, interesting topics. So and what I'd like to focus on, our first episode is going to be about the missing scientists at the moment in America and China, which is lesser reported. The guys that are linked with nuclear technology, the guys that are linked with NASA, the guys that are linked with anti-gravitational technology, and they've gone missing, or they've been murdered, or they've committed suicide, and people linked with the UAP communities and UFOs and stuff like that. So a lot of strange things are occurring right now. So we decided that'd be the first episode. I wanted to hold off on doing it because a lot of people have jumped on that topic while it's still happening. But now more things have happened. One of the scientists has turned up dead, seemingly through a self-inflicted gunshot wound, even though she didn't own a pistol, even though she was found in an area that was already searched previously. So it keeps going wider and wider. And episode 2, because as I said, I don't want to just look at conspiracy theories. Episode 2, we're going to look at cults in America. My own personal Jesus is going to be the title of the episode, I think. And it's about the American Messiah. And I'm fascinated by things like Waco, Jonestown, Ruby Ridge, and
there's a lot to talk about there. Yeah.
Exactly, and the wider effects it had as well. Because like recently, I watched a documentary about Waco on Netflix. Absolutely fantastic documentary. And they also have a documentary about the Oklahoma City bombing. And both events are intrinsically linked. First of all, Timothy McVeigh appeared at Waco when the event was occurring. Second of all, Waco, the last day of the Waco siege, 2 years later on the anniversary, the Oklahoma City bombing occurred. And you think like this is all Timothy McVeigh, but strangely enough, because I just happened to watch the 2 documentaries back to back on the anniversary back in April. Did you know that the guy who was running the Waco siege, the FBI agent, was actually one of the very first responders on the Oklahoma City bombing? The exact same agent, which I thought was very.
Never heard that.
Yeah, and it's very peculiar. And there's another guy who everybody says, every eyewitness. Not one eyewitness described Timothy McVeigh as the person who purchased that van. They all described another gentleman who was literally disappeared. And then there's this other thing about the Oklahoma City bombing, which is very peculiar, that there's currently an agent in the FBI whose biometrics almost identically match up to Timothy McVeigh. So that's what I want to get into. I want to get into these deep dive topics, stuff that's politically driven, stuff that's sociologically driven, but it's not just all conspiracies, because as I said, like I want to look at cults. I want to get the understanding of how, because people always say, oh, it's fools. People are easy manipulated during these cults. No, it's not. There's doctors, there's lawyers, there's people.
Very highly intelligent people get manipulated by cults. People from all walks of lives get manipulated by cults, from what I understand. Yeah.
One thing I've always noticed about every cult, no matter about their doctrine, it always ends up with the cult leader sleeping with every's wife.
Most things revolve around booty or revolve around
That's why they call it treasure booty, my friend.
That's what I say. Pussy's a hell of a drug. I say it all the time. There you go. All right, well, Vinnie Greene, well, thank you for joining us today, man. This has really been great catching up with you, buddy. Really awesome. Check out Vinnie Greene's book, River of Bones, like he said, exclusively on Amazon.com. If you're really into illustrations, get that hardcover copy. Check out Vinnie Greene on Facebook under Vinnie Greene, and maybe you'll see Vinnie Greene next time after he writes his next book when you step in on BF Live the Vibe the next time. Thanks for checking in, Vinnie. Appreciate you, buddy. All right, man. I'm going to take the little piss break right now. We are going to do a second half of the show. That's kind of what I'm getting at. I'm going to do an extended, I'm going to do a celebrity death reporter or a comedian that I interviewed. I'm going to do a celebrity death report on him. I want to give him an honor. This show is dedicated to my friend, comedian Tom Dreesen today. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take a brief 2.5 minute piss break. You're welcome to stick around with us. I'm going to do a little news. I'm going to do a celebrity death kind of dedication to him. Unless you checked out already. He might have. I thought you was
me.
Oh yeah, there you are. Okay, I thought you were so still, brother. You were so still, brother. I thought your screen froze. But yeah, you're welcome to stay around for the news and comment and all that stuff, or you can check out now. But either way, when you come back, we're gonna do this 2.5 minute piss break right now, folks. Thanks for Vinnie Greene for joining us. He might be back for the second half. You're welcome to stay around if you want, because we're gonna do. I already did my little World Cup thing. I'm going to do a extended little celebrity death report for my friend, comedian Tom Dreesen when we get back. I'm going to do our not-so-serious news, what other fun segments we can fit in for the rest of the time we're here today. So it's our chance, folks, to run to the bathroom real quick, grab a drink, grab a smoke, grab a snack, grab a friend, and tell them that we're sitting here with our friend, author Vinnie Greene. We're going to do a celebrity death dedication to comedian Tom Dreesen and have a lot more fun right after this brief 2.5 minute piss break. The second half of the vibe begins right after this.
I think I need a piss break. I'll do the pee-pee dance. I'll do the pee-pee dance. I'll do the pee-pee dance, pee-pee dance. Yeah, think I need a piss break. I think I need a piss break. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I need a piss break. I do the pee-pee dance. I do the pee-pee dance. Yeah. I think I need a piss break. Oh yeah. I'll do the pee-pee dance. Oh, watch me now. I'll do the pee-pee dance. Come on, give it to me, that pee-pee break. DJ, hook it up. Drop that beat. Yeah. I'll do the pee-pee dance. I think I need a piss break. I think I need a piss break. Yeah. Watch me now. Pee-pee breakdown, pee-pee breakdown. Break it down, pee-pee, yeah. Think I need a piss break. I think I need a piss break. I think I need a piss break. Oh, yeah. Wash your hands. Don't be gross. I know you touched your pee-pee.
Yes, I did touch my pee. This is for my friend Tom Dreesen. Comedian Tom Dreesen. Rest in peace, buddy. We're going to do the not-so-serious news. Get it. Get it.
She'd never bother with someone she'd hate. That's why the lady is a tramp.
That's right. I'm going to do an extended. Vinny's back with it. Here we go. We're back at it now. We're back for the second half of the vibe. Like I said, I was honored to be able to interview a legendary guy, Vinny. I don't know. This guy named Tom Dreesen, a comedian friend of ours. He just passed away just yesterday, and he had the honor of opening up for musician Frank Sinatra for 14 years while he was out there touring on the road. So he passed away. So I had the honor of interviewing him. Let me show you a little video here when I had him on my show real quick. Played a little earlier. Let me show you. Go to my shorts right here. Play you my Tom Dreesen short. He shared some lessons that he learned from the one and only Frank Sinatra by touring on the road with him. Let me play that for you real quick. And then I'm going to do, here we go. Play this real quick. Boom, boom. Little words of wisdom from my friend Tom Dreesen.
He said, my husband is home terribly ill. He's very, very ill. And if I could get an autograph from you, it would mean the world to him. And Frank said, sure. And Frank signed me the autograph. And he had on these very expensive cufflinks. I know where he got them at the very, very over $1,000 cufflinks. They were gorgeous. And he signed the autograph. She said, oh, what beautiful cufflinks. He said, thank you. And he finished the autograph. He took the cufflinks off and he said, give these to your husband. And he handed them to her. She said, no, I don't want them. I was just admiring them. He said, no, I want you to have them. Give them to your husband. We get in the limo and I said, Frank, that was beautiful. But why did you do that? He said, Tommy, if you possess something that you can't give away, then you don't possess it. It possesses you.
Damn.
But they said, Tommy, that shirt on your back, if you die tomorrow, that's somebody else's shirt. We're only using it. It isn't ours. And that's a lesson I never forgot. I mean, it's a lesson. He taught me so many things. He wasn't lecturing me. I just hear him say something or do something, and I go, wow.
So there you go. So he just picked up that little pearl of wisdom from just being around Frank Sinatra. I say, can you imagine the stories of the mob type people that were running these clubs that they were in, that the stories that this gentleman probably couldn't tell? He was probably just full of life and stories, bro. So he lived to be 87 years old. Our friend Gibby Bezos checks in and says, to tie in beer and the horror movies, the Narragansett was the beer that they drank in the movie Jaws. How about that? That's the beer that we talked about in the World Cup that they delivered. So how about that? Kiddo, sorry. Told me so long to respond. Currently quarreling with some random person on the internet. That's okay. All right. All right, well, let's get into it. I'd like to make my way over to my news desk, and I'm going to do a proper celebrity death report for my friend, and I was honored to have him as a guest on my show. You saw in that little clip right there. We're going to start off with a celebrity death report for our friend Tom Dreesen. It's our celebrity death report.
BF Live, celebrity death, marriage, and divorce report. They lived, they loved, they died.
A most unfortunate one I'll be doing today, comedy trailblazer Tom Dreesen. Sinatra's longtime opening act dies at the age of 86. And there he is right there. This gentleman loved comedy on all levels. Matter of fact, you heard he was 86 years old. He would go out every month or so, I think once a month at least, and would still go out and do active live stand-up. So he loved the game. Let's read a little bit about him. Tom Dreesen, who along with partner Tim Reed, formed one of America's first interracial stand-up comedy duos, and later spent years as Frank Sinatra's opening act, died Wednesday. He was 86. Dreesen died at his home in Los Angeles, according to publicist Lori DeWall. A cause of death was not provided. After meeting in Chicago, Dreesen and Reed, and I'm going to tell you who Reed is in just a minute. After meeting in Chicago, Dreesen and Reed, who was black, formed Tim and Tom in 1969. Against the backdrop of simmering racial tensions, they used humor to address social issues and promote understanding between audiences of different backgrounds. They worked together until the mid-1970s. Reed went on to solo success, playing, you guys might know, DJ Venus Flytrap on the popular television sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati, where Dreesen was a guest star. He goes on to say, when I was a kid, I found an album he and his comedy partner did called Tim and Tom, and took it home and played it. I'm going to show you a little bit about Tim and Tom. So rest in peace, Tom Dreesen, dead at the age of 86. But I'm going to show you a little bit. Pecan, you remember Venus Flytrap character from the
yeah,
right?
Definitely.
Well, Tim Reed obviously put out a message about his partner. So, yeah, I mean, this guy really lived a life. He lived during the civil rights movement here in the United States, where it really wasn't cool to be associating with a black man, or a black man to be associating with a white man at the time. And so he says, he was the kindest human being I ever known. I would not have the success I enjoy if we not had started this journey together in the trenches. So that's Tim Reed's dedication. Venus Flytrap, his partner's dedication to Tom Dreesen. That's his dedication to him. And so let me paint you they met actually doing a community meeting for the JCs, like a social organization. And Tom grew up in a rough and tumble, a black neighborhood in Chicago. He told us when he was on the show here. Here is an excerpt of Tom and Tim together in their later years, talking about how they got together as the first black interracial comedy team of all, and some of the things, the struggles that they had to face when they were doing just that.
5% of the people liked what they saw of us. But there's that one element, and I'm going to digress. When we started out, Tim and I started out, I had no reference to show business, nor did Tim. But I knew the Dells. They were from my hometown. Marvin, the lead singer, lived across the street from me. I grew up
If you
in
see
a
this, Tim is on screen right here, listening to everything his partner, former Tom, is telling him about him. This gentleman in the black hat right here.
Neighborhood, and the Dells grew up in that neighborhood. So I knew them from when I was a little boy. So when Tim and I said, let's become a comedy team, when we made that decision, I said, Tim, you want to go meet the lead singer of the Dells? Yeah, Marvin. Yeah. We went over to his house to tell him our idea. And he said, oh, it's a great idea, black-white comedy team. No one's ever done that before. Oh, I wish you guys the best. As we're leaving, going to the car, I remember like it was yesterday, he said, they're going to try to freak you up. There's a game people play called Divide and Conquer. He said, there are some people, black or white, aren't going to like you two guys getting along like you do. So be ready for that. Tim and I got in the car and said, shit, that ain't going to happen. But it did happen. The fourth time on stage, a guy put a lit cigarette out in Tim's face. In that era, if there was a black guy who hated white people, hated them with a passion, he wasn't mad at me. He was mad at Tim for being with me. If there was a redneck white boy who hated black people, he wasn't mad at Tim. He's mad at me for being with Tim. In 1969, when we became a comedy team, as Tim has pointed out many times, the Vietnam War was raging. Students were protesting all over America.
Los Angeles.
Robert Kennedy was assassinated. Martin Luther King was assassinated 2 years apart. The Civil Rights Act passed in 1964. This was 5 years removed from that. The Jim Crow South was flourishing. You never saw a black guy and a white guy walking down the street together, let alone on a stage together. So we were
Let's give you an idea of the era and time they grew up in and how difficult it was to be a black and white comedy team.
But we also used that in that era to try to bring them together. Anytime there was racial tension, we performed there. High schools, colleges, prisons. Wherever there was racial tension, we didn't preach. We just went on stage and made people laugh. How many times a young black kid would come up afterward and say, you know, I got to tell you something, I got a white friend there. I really like the dude, but I can't make friends with him. The brother's going to wear me out. Then a white kid would come up and say, you know, I got a black friend. I like him, but the white guy's going to call me names. But after watching you and Tim, they both said, I'm going to reach out to my friend. I would rather have that than any bullshit Emmy or any kind of award you could give me in show business. Time and time again,
Any bullshit
people still come up to me to this day saying the first time they saw us and what that meant to them. Bloom High School in Chicago Heights just got a letter the other day saying the racial tension was there. There were going to be riots, and you and Tim came there and performed, and you brought us together. Thornton High School in Harvey. Same thing. Students wrote about it. And we didn't preach. We didn't say, y'all got to get along. We didn't say any of that. We just made people laugh. See, the thing that made our team work, and I'll shut up.
No, you won't.
I love
but go ahead.
The truth was, I loved this guy, and he loved me. We were buddies. We were pals. And people saw that. They saw that. Now, even when the act wasn't working sometimes, this wasn't a bullshit act put together by some William Morse agent. This was two guys who really liked one another and said, well, let's go do something about that.
There you go. Rest in power, rest in peace, comedian Tom Dreesen. So yeah. And let's see, what is one of the last things he did? And I'll wrap up with this. And that he just did one of the last things. I told you he was out there working comedy every day. This man was 86 years old and loved the game every day of his life until he couldn't do it no more. And he was out there just 4 months ago doing a show with Byron Allen.
Coming to you from Hollywood, almost
Unleashed.
live. It's Comics Unleashed with your host, Byron Allen. Tonight, Byron, welcome.
Hey, now, Pecan, you've been around for a minute. Byron Allen, he's been around forever, hasn't he?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
He's been around doing these late night TV shows forever.
Yeah.
Jeff Wayne. Tom Dreesen. And Tiffany Haddish.
She's funny.
And now a man who was voted class clown in the hospital nursery, Byron Allen.
He got blackmail photos on somebody, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Oh, you old school.
They call me because I'm old. No, you know, the comics today, the young comics today, oftentimes refer to me as old school. I guess because the way we started out. You know, and also, I was at the Laugh Factory about a month ago, and two of the young comics were talking about me backstage, but they didn't know I was listening. I was getting ready to go on. One of them said, you know, Tom Dreesen's on tonight, and he's old school. And the other one said, what do you mean old school? He said, well, he doesn't use the F word. And the other comedian said, he doesn't use the F word. What does he use for adjectives? And I stuck my head around the corner. I said, Adjectives.
Adjectives. There you go. There you go. That's it. So that's how I'll wrap it up, man. But it was just amazing for me to be doing my little humble show right here, 561 episodes of it. And then by way of my friend Johnny Russo, he made the connection with comedian Tom Dreesen. He's certainly the highest caliber, classiest guy I've ever had the honor to interview on my show, a guest on my show. Not current company notwithstanding, but thank comedian Tom Dreesen. Let's wrap up our celebrity death report. Rest in peace to somebody I considered my friend in the short period of time I got to know him. Celebrity Tom Dreesen. That was a celebrity death report.
BF Live, Celebrity Death, Marriage, and Divorce Report. They lived, they loved, they died.
Yeah, just amazing. A man that lived so much life and lived through the heart of that civil rights area, the Martin Luther King assassination, all of the Malcolm X and all that stuff, social turmoil going on, and to come out of that, and also just an honor to interview him. All right, now let's get on with the regular news, because I do have some other fun stories here that we do here. We're going to talk a little bit of World Cup. We'll end it up with a sexy bikini report. We're going to do the fun news. The chat's going to help me do the not so serious news. Let's do that. That's right, folks. If you're just joining the show, we're doing the news in the second half of the show today, the not-so-serious news for today, June 18th. We're doing it for Thursday, June 18th. All right. Hey, Vinnie, you much on soccer, football, or any of this World Cup stuff going on? What's your take on all this?
I'm wearing a Liverpool jersey right now. I'm a huge football fan. I played it most of my life. I've watched it most of my life. It's horrible that Ireland didn't qualify. We got really close. We were beating Czechia by 2 goals in our playoff game. They came back and beat us 3-2. They went on and qualified. But I've between work and writing and stuff, I've literally just been like knee deep in football. Every chance I get, I just watch it. I'm constantly games behind, but even if I know the score, I go back and watch as much of the game as possible. It only happens every 4 years. It's something it's a massive injection of football narcotics for any football fan, and the fact that it's an extended World Cup, it's on for 5 weeks, there's 48 teams, it's in 3 different countries. It's a massive event because nobody does an event better than the Americans, and Mexico and Canada involved as well. And Mexico is a massive football nation and massive football culture, but it's just the most exciting time to be a football fan is during the World Cup always.
That's fantastic. And I must say, I'm familiar with what the World Cup and all, but I'm not the biggest football fan. We have, our American NFL and all that stuff. I'm more of a fan of that. But what I'm really enjoying is the cultural enrichment that's going on. There's with the Scottish people coming here, for example, drinking us dry. I mean, just seeing all of these cultures come together is really heartening to me. And all these people discovering that maybe it's not as bad as America or the media. America is not as bad as the media maybe is telling them or whatever. But in this story, this is about the Scottish coming to town. I don't want to start anything, but the Boston bars say the Scottish fans are drinking them dry, and I guess that's understood. So,
Celtic brothers.
Yes, the Scottish soccer fans are being credited with a boom in Boston beer sales that caused some bars in the city to run dry. Sam Adams' Boston Tap Room said the influx of Scottish fans in town to attend FIFA World Cup games caused it to sell 4 times as much Samuel Adams Boston Lager from Thursday to Sunday as the bar normally would for a 4-day weekend. The tap room ended up running out of Boston Lager, leading the company to schedule an emergency delivery on Saturday morning. Noel Summers, the chief operating officer at Hennessy's Bar in downtown Boston, said the facility sold out of beer on Sunday. We've been here for over 30 years, and we've never seen anything like it, Summers told the Boston Globe. They have tripled St. Patrick's Day. Just to give you an idea what in the most Irish place in America, I mean, if you think you can sell more beer than St. Patrick's Day, only the World Cup has done it. Let's watch this little report right here.
If your favorite beer is missing from a tap,
we've never seen anything like it.
There's a decent chance Scotland had something to do with it.
They like a lager or a light lager, and we got two really good ones for them.
Sam Adams downtown ran out of their signature Boston lager over the weekend and needed an emergency delivery to keep up with World Cup fans. And they're not the only ones running dry.
The White Bull Tavern, there was no beer. The Scots fans just drunk the place dry, and all they had was like...
You hear just one after another.
We ran out of everything, Tennant's being number one.
White Bull Tavern may have run out of Scotland's iconic Tennant's beer, but that didn't stop the party.
The fans have been unbelievable. They're great, they're fun, they're drinking, partying, having a great time.
So you have a drinking kilt for obvious reasons, because it might get some spillage on it. You have a dress kilt, so you always have two kilts.
The Dubliner has also been hopping.
And we had our biggest week ever last week.
And it's the one place Scots can still find their Tennant's lager.
Managed to plan ahead and get an extra delivery last Saturday, and I was told yesterday the distributor has ran out also. He's getting his today, and the rest of the city's getting theirs tomorrow.
I'm telling you.
Thank you for watching.
The Scots are putting it on us over here in the States, man. Your Celtic brethren, I think, as you said, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like, man, Billy Connolly, a famous Scottish comedian, had a joke. He goes, Scotland is just the Irish people picked up and like found an even rainier place to go and live. Like, you know, it's like Irish culture and Scottish culture are like very intertwined. We're more linked with Scotland than we would be with Wales or England or any of the other kind of British Celtic countries.
Mm-hmm. Well, it isn't just the Scottish that are taking over Boston. Viking madness grips Boston escalator as Norway fans march towards a World Cup match. Crowds of Norwegian fans are tapping into their Viking heritage as they flock to Boston for their nation's first World Cup appearance in 28 years. They're also charming locals with their synchronized Viking rows. A video taken at Boston's South Station shows dozens of Norway fans, some wearing Viking helmets and draped in Norwegian flags, performing the synchronized rowing motion. There you go. They like filled the whole escalator up. So I just love how just the silliness and the fun is just taking over these parts of the United States. But you know, let's see, that might show if I continue here.
I need options.
I probably got to get through the commercial.
Cereal?
But what do you think about all of the interesting FIFA rules there, Vinny? Are you familiar with that as far as them covering up all the names of the stadiums and all that? Are you familiar with that being a soccer fan?
Yeah, I've seen that. Like, and the hydration breaks are really frustrating because it's pretty much just an advertisement break. We've broken the game down into 4 quarters, which is the antithesis of football. Because the thing with soccer or football is that it's all about the rhythm, the flow of the game, and to break it, to have a break in between, in the center or the middle of the halves, it ruins the flow of the game. It's kind of like why there's such an opposition to VAR, because football fans, we'd rather see the wrong decision happen instead of the flow of the game being slowed down, because the whole idea of football is high pace, high quality, consistent performance, and no lulls. And as soon as you have lulls, it takes away from the idea of the game. Because I know Americans are more accustomed to advertising breaks or get your sports beat in quarters, but over here it's supposed to be 45 minutes a half. And the reason we don't take breaks is because endurance is one of the things about football, is that you can have quality in your team, you can have a skill, you can have world-class players, but if the other team has better cardio, better conditioning, better endurance, they can beat you. So it levels the playing field. And these hydration breaks take away from some aspects of the sport, and that frustrates me. And I've seen the fact that they've covered up certain things, probably because they're not commercial partners with FIFA, which makes sense in terms of fiscally, but like, everybody knows what the stadiums are really called, so I don't think it really matters, you know. But the one thing I love about America is your facilities are so incredible. Like, you have a plethora of stadiums, and you can host any kind of games. You can host the Olympics in the morning. You can host a World Cup in the morning, a Copa America in the morning. You're just so impressive, your country, the way the infrastructure, the facilities. Like even recently, I know this is off topic, but the UFC 205 event or 250 event at the White House. Only the Americans could do a show like that.
Yeah,
Like,
to pull something off like that, to be that proper stage and all that stuff on the lawn and all that. Yeah, it was an impressive kind of feat. Yeah.
Just engagey looking at the Declaration of Independence before he does his walkout to the octagon. And playing "Ain't No Grave Gonna Hold Me Down." I mean, it's like, bro, like,
that's great. Go ahead, please continue, please.
I was just gonna say that's the thing. Like when people said like it's for us Europeans, it's harder to watch the matches, and I'm like, yeah, but you've got a country that can host the tournament, and if you have a country that can put on a show, it's worth catching up on the matches or watching them a little bit later, because like you can say the World Cup is great in Qatar and stuff like that, but it just didn't have the same atmosphere that this World Cup is already having, because the fans are getting drunk, they're able to do their thing, they're able to bring their culture to the actual level they want to the country.
That's
because
right.
they have that freedom to be themselves, you know. And
I do remember that. Now that you bring that up, the Qatar, when they had it in Qatar, it was highly restrictive. And was it like Miller or certain bands only had like a certain little tiny area, and they had to like really negotiate and fight to get any kind of beer or anything over there, from what I recall, right?
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I'm not saying beer and football go hand in hand, but they kind of do. And
the hell they don't, from what I see.
You know what I mean? Exactly. Like the thing people always do is like you call it tailgating over in the States, where everybody gets together and you kind of have a pre-game party.
Yes.
But the culture over here is everybody flocks to the pubs, the bars, and everybody just gets shit-faced, and then you go to the match. You get your couple of drinks in. Halftime comes, you run down, you try to squeeze in a drink in the back, and then you try to bring another drink into the stands. And then at the end, you go straight back to the pubs and you talk about what you just saw. And that's our culture, you know.
They do that in the States with our beers. They won't give us to them with the cap anymore because they fear that everybody's going to hold on them for the rest of the game. You know, they want to cut off beer sales, and if they sell ones with caps, everybody will have beer the entire game. So yeah, beer is definitely part of the culture, and I'm glad you brought that up to me because I had forgotten that about that whole Qatar situation and the culture issue and the beer and all that stuff. So yeah, it's really fascinating. It's really brought my attention to the World Cup more so. So I'm really enjoying it. Well, maybe, good thing it is held here in the States, maybe these boys up in Boston, these Scottish boys, would like a Coors Light to drop another round of taller boy cans. You've got these big cans here, but this is a little bit of a advertising promotion, if you will. It says, a limited edition Coors Light collectible item sold out quickly the first time it dropped, but shoppers will soon have another chance to get it. The beer brand's limited edition Taller Boy went on sale on June 11th at 1 p.m. and it sold out before 1:30. Coors Light said they had just 125 cans were available during last Thursday's drop. Well, there's good news for fans that weren't able to secure one. You can get one now. We showed it last week, P-Cunt. This crazy looking, this son of a bitch right here, this Taller Boy. Look at this thing. Look at that. Can you
beat somebody to death with that thing?
Now, Vinnie, we do have some big beers here in the United States. I often hear the Europeans talking about how much bigger our containers and stuff are here in the States, but we don't. This is more like of a cooler. I think you're supposed to put a bunch of the smaller cans into this, but so we don't quite have this yet, but we're getting close here.
Could you imagine how disgustingly flat that beer would be by the end of the can?
Oh yeah, yes.
Oh my God.
I'm the same way too, brother. Because if I don't drink them fast enough, I don't even want to mess with that bottom part of the beer. So you sound like me in that regard.
If you're drinking it from a can, you have to drink it fast.
You have to, because it gets warm in your hand and whatnot from your. I try not to grip it so much so my beer doesn't get prematurely warm. So it's a little fun little. God, please
hold it by the top like a claw machine.
Yep, that's absolutely I do. Or try not to never clench it between your legs, because that takes the cool out of it too. Absolutely. All of those good drinking tricks. All right. Well, let's see what we got here. Let's see. Today is Thursday. We have this is an interesting cultural story. I thought this little boo-boo here, in that the famous athletic wear brand Lululemon that we always hear so much about. There's always on the cultural tip of everything and the social media tip of workout clothes and all that stuff. Well, Lululemon had to apologize for using a Japanese drum at a Great Wall of China yoga event. Okay. In this story titled "They All Look Asian to Us," let's see what this. Lululemon has apologized, issued a public apology for using a Japanese drum during a promotional yoga event staged at China's Great Wall, which triggered a social media firestorm. The Canadian athleisure company said it failed to show cultural sensitivity for the event, which was held at the end of May and featured China actor Zhu Yilong. That's the best I'm going to do with that name. Critics said the instrument used at the event resembled a Japanese taiko drum, a barrel-shaped percussion instrument traditionally played with large sticks in ensemble performances. So there you go. They had to put their logo on it. Look, we are very racially sensitive. We know what we are. We know exactly what we are doing here. The Chinese daegu, however, which was not used, is a broad category of traditional Chinese drums with distinct designs and performance styles. I love listen how they talked about this. This is what they said. This is their excuse. Due to limitations in our professional knowledge, we were unable to identify potential controversies, Lululemon said. It also should have been more. It also said that they should have been more cautious and thorough, and has removed all related promotional content. While Lululemon did not specify the drum's origin, the company emphasized that the event was intended to celebrate Chinese culture. We deeply value the feedback received and recognize that we should have been more thoughtful and sensitive in our planning and review process for the drum performance, the statement continued. This has been a valuable learning lesson for us, and we extend our sincerest apologies. The backlash reflects long-standing sensitivities towards China towards Japanese cultural symbols, which can quickly become flashpoints online amid lingering tensions, from the two countries, As a result, symbols perceived as Japanese often draw heightened scrutiny in China, particularly during high-profile cultural events. In a statement on Weibo, one of China's largest social media platforms, Lululemon apologized to both Zhu and the public after criticism spread online. The controversy erupted after online commenters questioned the origin of the drum used during the Great Wall event. There you have it, folks. I guess that's what they say. They all look Asian to me. Oh my goodness. Say hello to my family over there in Ireland, says Jim Fanning checking in. Jim Fanning says he's got some family in Ireland.
Where's he from?
Jim, you want to be more specific, and maybe we can narrow it down a little bit. All right, let's get on with the...
Can I say something about the Great Wall of China? Did you ever hear about the conspiracy theory? So it's linked, I'll do this super quick. So it's linked to a lost culture named Tartaria, which seemingly was an empire that was lost in the Far East. But the Great Wall of China, the ramparts are designed where the arrows were the portholes that you'd fire the arrows out. They're actually directed towards China, not towards Mongolia. So a lot of people think there's a theory that the Chinese may actually not have built the Great Wall of China because it's directed towards China, not towards Mongolia, which is a cool little conspiracy theory that's linked with Tartaria and stuff.
Interesting, man. Yeah, I often question some of these larger things that existed on Earth before us, and some of the tales that we've been told about how they exist. I definitely have some questions about some of those things. But let's do another story in kind of just different odd news, not so serious news. We try not to get over political. We try to keep it fun here on the Vibe, do the not so serious news. How about I think we're going to wrap up the not so serious news after this one last story about. Just a fun story about a lifeguard hears a crash and then turns around to see a Tesla sitting in the middle of a pool. I'll show you the video. It says a driver escaped an injury after accidentally crashing into a public pool in Connecticut, officials said. Around 10:30 a.m. local time on Tuesday, officers got reports of a driver attempting to park. Hey, but you can't park there. When his car suddenly accelerated, causing him to crash through a fence and plunge into Steve Benko's pool at Waveney Park. I don't know why that matters. the pool was closed at the time, and no swimmers were in the water. But let's go to the news report right now. Show you what it looks like when a Tesla hits the water. Oh, it's electric. Excuse me, you can't park that there. You can't park that there. All right. You can't park that there. All right. Why don't we wrap up the not so serious news? And the way we wrap up the not so serious news here every day on this show, BF Live The Vibe, is I run a sexy bikini report. Kind of give you a little guys something to look at. And this bikini report is going to talk about global trust. Yes. Ready? You ready?
I'm going to take. Oh, you want me to put the bikini on now, or
no? Not you. No, that's not. No, we cross wires. Not that isn't what your intended purpose is here today, Vinnie. You keep your bikini on. Keep that to yourself. I'm going to run this bikini report, my friend. She's going to tell you about, of all things, this is about a survey about global trust in news in kind of basically conventional media has hit an all-time low, and she's going to let you know where people are getting their news from nowadays. You know, Vinnie, I will say in conjunction with this story is that what I'm discovering with this World Cup thing is that a lot of, and you can speak on this, whatever your opinion is, I'm finding that a lot of European and people from, England, UK, and various areas have this negative connotation about America lately. Is this a new thing, or is this through the media? Do you have any opinion on this, or what do you see?
Well, like, I view America very differently than a lot of people, but there is like this widespread media manipulation of Western culture and how they perceive America. A lot of people think that you're a country that's almost on fire every second of every single minute of every day.
Yeah,
which is it's far from the truth. Like, you know what I mean? Like so the misconception of America, which I think is, it's so idiotic to think that America doesn't have a handle on things the way like you actually do. You know what I mean? You're one of the most well put together countries. I know there's a lot of political strife over there, but the reason you have political strife is because people have the freedom to express their political views openly and not fear persecution because of it. So because of that, you're always going to have what seems like turmoil, but it's not actually the way it actually is perceived, because what we see in the news is not really news. It's clickbait, it's entertainment,
it's perception. Absolutely. If it bleeds, if it bleeds, it leads. It's not about telling truth, it's about drawing attention.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, as well, like, it's like I spoke about, America is demonized for your past and your westward expansionism and things like this, but you're demonized today in contemporary culture. You're continuously demonized, and I think a lot of that is due to jealousy, really, to be honest with you, because of the wealth you accumulated, because the influence you have around the world, because of the empire you're able to grow, because of the military might that you have, that a lot of people try to attack America simply because of one thing, and it's envy. And that's what it is like. And that's why you have people like places like Russia constantly attacking America because they're envious, British because they're envious, the big Western cultures like Germany and France because it's envy. And
I think it's a media effort to lower your expectations. Like, if you don't see what's going on out in the world, you won't expect it from your leaders and your politicians. So you kind of mock other things, maybe some of the better things that are going out in the world, in the hope to suppress it so your people won't call you out on it. That's kind of my take on that.
Yeah, and I find that like some of these cultures are hilarious. The fact that they go after America and condemn American culture when they've lost their culture to mass migration, and people say there's a replacement theory. It's not a theory. We're literally being invaded by millions. Like, if you look at like migration across Europe, it went from like 5 million migrants to like 45 million migrants in the space of like 20 years. And like these countries that act like America are less than thou, or they're holier than thou themselves, are actually right now betraying their own cultures, and they're actually losing control of their countries. And I know from a person, a Western European and Celtic person, and I'm seeing it right now in my own country, that they say that Irish people are going to be a minority in their own country by the year 2050 or something like that. And like to condemn America, these leaders of Britain, France, China, Russia, 9 times out of 10, they wish their culture and their country was as well put together and had as much might and influence as America. And that's all it is. It's envy. You can paint it whatever you want, it's envy in the end of the day, because America have done so much in such a short space of time, and that's all it is. Like,
thank you for your perspective on that. But yeah, I've left it for lowering expectations. Absolutely. Well, and like I said, I believe a lot of people's perceptions are obviously created and driven by what this media machine tells them. And that's why I'm so heartened to see all of these Scottish people and all of these people from Germany and all these different parts of the world that are saying, man, America is a great country. There are kind people here. There are great people here. And there are actual human beings that will work and drive against that media-driven perception. So now let's do this report about the Bikini Report. She's going to tell you about why global trust in the media has hit an all-time low and where people are getting their news nowadays.
This one hits close to home in the best possible way. The Reuters Institute just released its 2026 Digital News Report, and global trust in news has collapsed to just 37%. That's the lowest recorded since the study began in 2015. In the U.S., it's even worse. Only 1 in 4 Americans trust the news most of the time. Among right-leaning Americans, that number crashes to just 15%. And for the first time ever, social media has officially taken over TV, radio, and traditional news websites as the world's primary source of news. Nearly half of all global audiences now get at least some of their news from individual creators and influencers, which, if we're being honest, might explain why the Bikini Report is so popular. So we want to know where you get most of your news from these days, and do you actually trust it? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to follow the Bikini Report for more daily headlines.
Whoa, there you go. First of all, I don't know if you can see, but what you see, Pecan, you see this, like, you guys see this nose rig that she has on?
Yeah, yeah. She got like a bull ring on.
It comes like piercing out of the tops of her nose, and I'm not a big piercing guy, but that's a pretty unique one, I gotta say. So I did notice that one right away. But yeah, so do you have any more follow up on that? As far as you heard that most people are getting their news from social media, as I do. I try to go out here on Twitter, X, and different forums, and I try to form my own opinions, as opposed to sitting down at like 6 o'clock or 11 o'clock and just being offended or affected by whatever somebody chooses to throw at me for a half hour at a time. That's kind of the way I take my news in.
With the media, I perceive the media in the same way I perceive politics. I spoke about in a podcast I was on like last year, I think, where I don't believe there should be political parties. I think everyone should run as a candidate and not a party. But the reason I say that is because a party will have a party line. No matter how much of an independent thinker you are, no matter how much of a centrist you are, you eventually will have to follow the party line to represent that party, to ingratiate yourself with the party's base. Mm-hmm. And the media is the exact same way. The reason more people follow independent creators and independent information providers is because they don't have to follow a party line. Because if you work for CNN, you have to follow the Democratic Party line. If you work for Fox, you have to follow the Republican Party line. No matter how much of an independent you want to be in terms of your thought process, or how much of a centrist or a libertarian or any of these things, you still have to follow a party line. And the thing with media is, the more they ingratiate themselves with one side of the political aisle or the other, they had to manipulate and propagandize their message to suit the party line. And as soon as that happens, it's no longer the news. It's a skewed, bespoke version of opinion. It's a bespoke, skewed version of reality. Because if you are leaving out certain elements to suit your political narrative, then you're no longer a facts-based organization. You're an opinion. It's like you said, you're an opinion-based organization. And
I like how I appreciate how social media has changed the paradigm, because for so many years, only these legacy companies had control over basically all of the information out there. You know, we used to have shared musical culture, and it was kind of all controlled by these larger companies. And now we have independent creators, and you can actually see videos from people on the ground in a particular situation when something's happening live, and you can watch enough of these videos and things, and you can kind of form your own opinion, like I said, as opposed to being offended by whatever's kind of fed to you a particular day.
Look at Nick Shirley, like when he exposed the corruption and the fraud that occurred in Minneapolis and or is it Minnesota, and then he's doing it as well in California at the moment. Like, so you're trying to tell me that CNN can espouse a fake narrative about how Donald Trump did all these things with Russia, because they're being fed that political line by the Democratic Party, and all that turned out to be BS. But you have this guy that's in his early 20s that's able to go out there, bootstrap, and figure out that there's this massive amount of fraud going on in a state in America up to the value of billions of dollars. And you're telling me no mainstream organization knew about that? Of course they knew about that, but because it didn't suit their political line,
they left it alone. They left it alone.
Yeah. Exactly. So independence is where the truth is, because independents are not beholden to anybody. Because Nick Shirley is not beholden to any political party. I'm sure he votes one way or the other, but because he is independent, he can follow wherever the story goes, whether he's attacking Gavin Newsom or Ilhan Omar. He's following the truth, and the truth is leading into evidentiary proof. And what does he provide us? Evidentiary proof, not his opinion. And that's what news should be.
There you go. Excellent. Here we're here doing the Not So Serious News. This is you're just joining us. This is our friend, a guy I met from our mutual friend podcaster. This is Vinnie Greene. He's the author of the book River of Bones. Check him Amazon.com. A talented guy. You're gonna be doing a show with him soon. Vinnie can say he met a peacunt today. You can say he met this guy he had the name of fucking peacunt today. Yes, he did. Let's continue on here. Let me wrap up the news. Actually, let me do just that. That's how we always finish up the news, with that bikini report. But we just had a lot of fun talking about that great subject that she brought up, how the media is just not what it used to be anymore. Less than 37% of the world get their kind of news through legacy media anymore. Most people get it on social media. Let's wrap that news up, because that was the other news. That was the Not So Serious News. Hell yeah, folks. Hanging out here on a Thursday with the Great Chat family. And our guest today, Vinnie Greene, here is hanging out. My brother, Pecan420, joined us here. He does a show every day here on, he does it on Rumble, called The Morning High, where he gets on Morning High every day at 10 a.m. East, and they kind of get together and kind of just hang out and smoke a little marijuana, partake in that. So that's what Pecan kind of gets down with. Now, I imagine now, I mean, I don't really love guns. I like guns enough, but if you like guns and piano, then I have the clip for you. I'm going to show you right here before we get on with another fun segment on the vibe. What if you could you ever mix guns and piano? Like, what are you saying, BF? I'll show you right now. Guns and piano.
I built a gun piano to make music from pain, but there was a problem. No one wanted to stand in front of it. But eventually, we found some music students that said yes. So let's try it. Okay, redo? I will try going up the scale.
This is like musically sadistic. Look at this.
Shooting them definitely created a lot of sound, but it wasn't music. However, I had an idea.
Yeah, see, I'm covering the nuts right there. He's covering the nut cover right there.
Get these microphones. This setup will force the correct note to be sung, so even their screams will become beautiful music. Ready? Go, go, go. I will try a chord on the people over there.
Oh, these assholes over here.
Okay, let's try the C major scale. This is promising. I will try to play a song now. Short one. Hey, I hear so much talk. Okay. Shh.
I will kill you.
Focus. It was time.
I
finally play something that you could actually hear what it was.
Here we go.
Finally! If you want to hear Rush E, check out the full video here.
I thought that was pretty fun. Little fun excerpt the video to mix in between stuff here. Let's catch up with everybody in the chat. We haven't talked to the chat for a minute. Two Joints, brother. There's Two Joints shouting out the Prop Master. Hello, Two Joints. We got all kind of fun names here. We got this video is funny. Well, that's why I played it there, Buckshot. Jim getting the love from Prop Master right there. The lovely Mai checked in. You want to shout out Mai? Peacock?
What's that?
I didn't know if you want to shout out Mai and say...
Oh my.
The lovely Mai joins us today. We got a great chat family here, Vinnie. So we'll have to make them part of everything we do here in the chat. Keeping it going here. Let me see. How about I'm going to run a little Terry Nee knowledge break here, and then we'll see what other fun segments we can get into. All right. Let's play a little Terry Nee knowledge break right here. Terry's knowledge break. Here we go. Here we go. Today's Terry Nee knowledge break. I'll pick one at random. Will be this one. There we go. Terry's knowledge break. Learning, Terry. Learning girls got some big breasticles. We have a great chat family, Vinny, and Terry. This guy Terry is in the chat family. He sends us these knowledge breaks every now and then. That's a Terry. That's a Terry knowledge break. Not so bad. Right? All right. We're going to take you up to the top of the hour. We got about a half hour to go. Some of them are AI. They're real to me, damn it. The lovely Mai says, my back hurts just looking at those images. Yeah, try to hold them puppies up. The Angry Iguana checks in and says, oh, let's ask you now. We have the Angry Iguana here. Now, I'm not shitting you, Vinny. We're going to ask you this question. You've probably seen it. Like, you're dreading this? All right. Here's a question. This question has been asked to many famous podcasters. We're lucky enough to know some famous comedians and podcasters, and he's asked this question of everyone. Vinny, you're going to get asked now too. If you had a gay monkey on your back, would you leave it there or would you beat it off? I could tell he read ahead because he was already dreading it when I got to it.
Yeah. I would definitely beat it off.
There you go. There's no wrong answer. He would beat it off, the Angry Iguana. There you go. And that is
extremely intense eye contact.
There you go. I love that addition right there. Oh, we've gotten some great answers. That's a good one right there. So there you go, Angry Iguana. My friend, that's one of my co-hosts and bros. They come here when they can. They didn't make it today, but Scott Fitzpatrick, he's a brother, and he goes around asking all the podcasters that question right there. So you're among elite company right there. I'll have you know.
Thank you very much.
There you go. He has like a whole reel of them. I don't know if I have any gay other Scott gay monkey questions do I have on here. He's asked it of a lot of people. Let me see.
Such a niche genre.
It's great. It's great to see, just like you, because he'll and he does it innocently enough. There's no harm in it, right? He jumps into all these odd shows, and yeah, like much like you, the guys will see it coming, and you just sit there and you're just watching them react. Well, let's see. Here's a couple of them I'll throw out here. Here's one. Here's an example, exactly what I was talking about right here. He just jumped in on a random show here. Here, watch this right here real quick. Go to the Scott folder. And let's see, I'll show you real quick what he's up. Let you know that it's not just you. Let's see. Here we go.
It's
Gay
like
monkey.
a gay monkey.
I mean, that was right while Trump was talking.
Oh my God, your nipples are hard, kid. There is a question for the panel in the comments, but I'm pretty sure he's just trolling us. But I'm going to put it up anyway. Question for the panel: if you have a gay monkey on your back, would you leave it there or beat it off? It's a funny joke.
I would definitely spank it.
Thanks, Prop Master 69. 69.
That was very precious.
Yeah.
Well, go to sleep because you have to wake up for the 6th grade tomorrow, real early.
Oh, real early. So Brendan Carr.
There you go. Like those guys are so like that's so highbrow. And then here, I got one more I'll share with you before we get on some other fun stuff right here. We just like cutting it up and having fun here, as you're probably seeing Vin. So check this out. Check out our boy Scott. And you got asked that famous question. So now you're in the lore of all the people that got asked the famous gay monkey question. But and then there was this one particular, this viral streamer that our friend Scott got to with his gay monkey question.
If
you had a gay monkey on your back, would you leave it there? I'll beat it off. Nigga, I'll wrestle with it, bro.
I'll wrestle with it.
I don't like monkeys. Monkeys are ugly. Monkeys are ugly. They're ugly. I don't like their tails. I don't like their tails. You know with the chill, baby.
So this guy Scott just interrupted his live stream with this guy doing this with his gay monkey question, and like just totally just put a little stick in his spokes of what he was doing right there. So that's all.
That dude was tweaking hard, wasn't he?
Yeah. You think much? You think much? Well, if you think that dude was tweaking hard, I'm glad you're sticking around with us, Vinny. I'm glad you decided to stick around. Like I said, I do this. I'm fortunate enough to do this kind of show 3 hours a day, every day, Monday through Friday. We do this, and we're part of a bigger podcast community of other podcasts that we watch, or some of them we actually do and all. And one of them is this guy, Perry Caravello. He is a viral guy. He's pretty crazy, and I do a segment about him called Perry Talk. I like to introduce him to you. I'm letting you know he's a wild one, bro. You can hang on tight because this guy's Perry Caravello, and we're going to talk about him now. I'm going to introduce him to you and maybe some other people. We're going to do some Perry talk right now. That's what we're going to get into right now, folks. This is a Perry Talk segment. Matter of fact, I'm so happy that part of the people that are part of this chat family community on my show are also part of the Perry Caravello Live is the show we're talking about here, for those that don't know, like maybe like my friend Vinnie, because he has an acquired taste, my friend. So what I was saying earlier is that we are lucky enough to know some other podcasters and comedians, and among them being this other gentleman right here, Bob Levy. He was part of a Howard Stern radio show, and we've gotten to know him through podcasting, and he's done shows with us and vice versa and all. Well, he also hangs out with this guy, Perry, so that's kind of the bigger connection here. And this guy, he goes viral because he flips out at the least little thing he kind of reads or kind of reacts to everything. And he doesn't like being called that he's pointed out that he might be gay or something, so they print like little calendars like on his behalf like this. Did you see this, Pecan?
Oh, yeah.
The 12 months of PCO. Good.
Yeah, I seen it earlier this morning.
Excellent. All right, so, but yeah, bro, like, so he gets super tips and these chats. Like, people will chat him in and they'll say, hey, Perry, we're going to come over to your place and just hang out with you and have like a party or something. Or now this was his description of popping balloons, and Bob said that popping balloons might sound like something like a gay act, maybe.
Blowing dudes, yeah.
Why would you be popping balloons?
Because that's blowing dudes to me.
So it's like a party for you?
That's the definition of blowing dudes. Popping balloons.
The joke is he thinks he's highly heterosexual, so everybody just comes at him for being gay and being the opposite of everything that he is.
Is that what you call it? Is that Tom? Is this some kind of
you fucking gay boys?
Is this what they say at the man clubs? You know?
I think that's code.
Yeah.
Like, hey, did you see me pop that guy's balloon?
Yeah, I can't believe I popped 7 balloons in the men's room. Perry. Oh, he grabs the pickle after he's talking about this. This is
Look, lifts his
weirdest
ass to fart. I mean, this guy is one of a kind,
thing.
dude.
Now he's got a fart. Here we go.
Blowing dudes. Yeah.
Blowing dudes. So this is what we do. Like he does like 6, 7, 8 hour streams, bro. Well, it's nothing but this, just back to back, and the people just super chatting at him. And you might notice that he has a bit of a strong resemblance to a very famous American female celebrity, Rosie O'Donnell. Right? And now he's been getting so out of hand lately because he likes to yell and cuss so much. He's been threatened that he's going to get replaced by Rosie O'Donnell. But I don't think. But it turns out that he might not want to replace Rosie O'Donnell. He might want to do something else to Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell, come on over and fuck the piss and vinegar out of me, young lady.
Ugh, he wants to bang Rosie O'Donnell. That's like banging yourself, pea cunt. Because he looks just like him.
Rosie O'Donnell, come on over and fuck the piss and vinegar out of me, young lady. Oh!
I thought it was funny when he said young. He said young lady.
Young lady.
He's not
right.
young.
Well, see this name, Mr. Good Bear, on here on this super tip right here, P Cunt?
Yeah.
Did you know what we discovered? He said that was his pimp name, is what he said. Apparently, Perry used to drive ladies of the night around the greater California, Los Angeles area and do their duty. And when they would come out, he would get a little cut. And his name was Mr. Good Bear. That's your pimp name?
Shut the fuck up.
You
She's right now hearing that and going, ah! He wants to have sex with me! Ah!
My God. So you are attracted to her?
It's a woman.
Diaper dick.
Yeah, I mean, she's a woman. I'm not
So now-
attracted to her.
But you would
A
have
gay
sex
woman.
with her.
Look, Barry, he would hit that.
If I was drunk
Yeah, I
and
know.
high and I'm fucking dumb as shit, probably would.
Well, you got that part down.
Rosie O'Donnell, come on over and fuck the piss and vinegar out of me, young lady.
No. Is he not a unique character, bro? You've never seen anything like this fucking guy, man. I'm telling you. So
She lives in Ireland now, doesn't she? Rosie O'Donnell. She lives in
I
Ireland.
do believe she like left country as a threat. The whole if he becomes president, I'm out of here. So yeah, I think she fled with Ellen or something like that. Maybe that's a whole thing. But turns out that Rosie O'Donnell probably gets more ladies than fucking Perry does.
Shut the fuck up.
He's better eating a pussy than you are, there, Perry. All right. Now this guy thinks he is a bodyboarder, a skier, a snow skier, snowboarder, and a fitness guru. Does this guy look like anything like a fitness expert to you? He definitely does. He thinks he's that. He thinks he's a health. He eats organic food, and but he despises cigarette smoking. Vin. He can't stand cigarette smoking, and he has his mother's valued credenza or dresser from his childhood or from when they were younger and all. So they're going to combine his two favorite things, cigarette smoking and his mother's credenza, the Sigdenza.
Johnny Demonic. Bob.
This is not my bedroom dresser, you fucking reject.
We will after we read.
No way!
I like
No way!
This-
No way! That's destroying my dresser, you fucking animals!
Not really. It looks a lot better.
That's
Look at it.
destroying my beautiful dresser, you fucking animals! Get that shit off of my goddamn... Get that shit off of my dresser!
It's easier to come in and get the
Fucking
cigarette.
ass wipes!
When people order the
He
cigarette,
believes every like AI photo sent to
but
him,
you
like
know
everything.
exactly what drawer to
He's,
go
I mean,
get 'em
gullible.
in. Bob, a 6
Not
have the
fucking
credenza stock,
allowed.
caramel Luckies, and Virginia Slims for Perry because he is a health nut. Yeah. If you need a lighter, throw some bread in the microwave for about 10 minutes. Okay. But look how nice that.
Allowed in my home or in my fucking dresser.
Johnny
There
Demonic.
you go. So this is kind of, you're getting kind of the sense of the show. We just kind of hang out with these kind of people that are in my chat and kind of just throw funny lines around and stuff like this. And Pecan, the term you can't do that around Perry.
There's certain things you can't do, and being in the ocean is not good for you.
The term can't is not allowed in my book.
What book?
I try everything at least once.
I know. I heard about that story back in '92.
I'm interested in talking about 92. It's like the only number people know. 90, 90, 92, 92, 92. It's so R-worded, it's disgusting.
Is that why Randy? Is it true that Randy said you can't do this, and you said can't is not in my dictionary, and then you just threw yourself to your knees? Is this true?
Bob's the best.
I don't even want to talk to you anymore.
So it's just all that, all the time. All the time. Hey, look at this. This is great. The wonderful Juggalette Jen comes in and gives us a gifted membership. Hey, Juggalette Jen. Well, I got to take a little pause in the show. Hang on. You have to excuse me for 1 second. I got to do a little clerical work here on the Vibe and say, hi, folks. Your view is important to me here on BF Live The Vibe. Juggalette Jen stepped in and sponsored today's show with a gifted membership. So I'm going to put her down on the scroll, the sponsor scroll. Pecan 420 and Juggalette Jen. Thank you very much. Juggalette Jen and Pecan have brought you today's episode of The Vibe by way of their gifted memberships. Thank you, Juggalette Jen. Let's see who caught that. The one and only KB, the lovely KB caught that. Haven't seen KB in a minute, but we hope that brings her back to the Vibe Chat family. Let's see, pointing out the truth. I don't want to talk. Let's just see. Jen disrupts the show again. Woo! Okay. All right. Yeah. So so he is kind of a unique kind of anomaly right there. Perry Caravello right there. So we cover him in Perry Talk. And a lot of these people, like I said, are part of his community, are happily part of my community. And I love it very much. So there you go. Make sure there isn't anything I wanted to cover as we wrap up. Oh, I want to give our friend Vinnie an example. I told you, like, you're probably like, this guy thinks he's athletic. Let me show you what he believes is athletic real quick. He thinks he's a surfer. I'm gonna show you his latest trip down at the shore real quick. He says he's a boogie boarder, surfer. It was down at, we're like way down in the stream. Here we go. There's Rosie. I gotta show you. Man, get to it in a minute. Been a while now, huh? Let's go. Penalty stream. I can't believe it's taking this long to get to it. So much stuff happens on this show.
Yeah.
He kind of, to me, looks like a 1990s wrestling villain.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Because, bro, you so nailed that, because he's stuck in the 90s. He acts like he's living in, matter of fact, when he meets women out in public, it'll be young girls that are like, much younger than him, and he'll say, hey, didn't we grow up together? Here, this is a boogie boarder body. This is legit here, bro. Look at this.
Here is what is silly. The fact I can't even stand up.
Hold on, just wait then. You want me to help you?
He has a tattoo that says boogie boarder, snow skier, comedian, actor, bullshit.
There you go, Perry. Hold on, I got you.
Now, he's in California. You would think he was on a beach in England, as foggy as it is here. Like, this should look like sunny California.
Sheesh. Come on up.
Woo! Exactly. Yeah. Up there.
Yeah, just a little bit further.
Yeah. And there's the one guy.
Yep, see how far you drifted?
He's a beach whale. That's one of the videos. And then, where's the one?
Dead fish.
This is the one. Look at this one. He couldn't even get up to save himself.
Jesus Christ.
He ate it in the face. But then he comes back to his stream defiantly and said he had fun and we really didn't see what we saw in this. This is fun to him.
Okay, man? All right, get out. Come on out.
All right, there you go. Let's wrap up Perry Talk now. Now, this guy, we have some talented people in our community, Vinny, as well as they have talented people in their community. This guy, Chris Popke, in our chat, he wrote me a couple songs that are based on some of the things, the sounds that guy has made. Like, he always says that everything that we want to do in his apartment, he always says it's not allowed. Wait, put it to music.
Not allowed.
Not allowed again.
Not allowed. Not allowed. You'll never be allowed in my home. Ever, 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 ever allowed in that door or that door. You're not allowed here. I know you're saying. You kiss my motherfucking ass. You fucking understand me? You're not fucking allowed here ever again. You son of a bitch. You motherfucker. You son of a bitch. You motherfucker. Fuck you.
Thank you for subscribing.
A manly man among men, is he not? And then he always threatens to call the police on everybody.
Yeah.
I'm never eating food from that door again. Fuck you.
All right, let's wrap up this segment. I know the way that my friend Pecan always wants me to. We got to always play the Parry of Death. Oh no, fuck you, Perry. See you soon. That was Perry Talk.
Talk. Perry Talk. Perry Talk. Talk. Perry Talk. Talk. Perry Talk. Perry Talk.
Perry Talk is the segment we just did. At 52 minutes in the hour number 3 of a 3-hour show, this is BF Live The Vibe stream show 561. Sitting here hanging out with our friend Vinnie Greene, author Vinnie Greene. Check out his book on Amazon.com, River of Bones. Hanging out with Pecan 420 and a great chat family. We'll keep it with you to the top of the hour. Denny, 626. See everyone there. That's right. We're going to have the 626 party. Will be going down, even though Perry says it's not allowed. Hammy, spammy actress? What are we talking about? Jerry Lahane steps in the chat. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Okay, I don't watch Screamers. Neither do I. That's why I haven't been on his live, Jerry. He is stuck in the 90s. Absolutely is. He's definitely a professional. He needs to eat a whole pizza. He's famished. Yeah, he's a growing boy, isn't he? Small joys in the surf. Yeah, so a lot of us, our contention is, Vinny, is that we chat in and tell him you should get, a boogie boarder taken off of that tap because you really don't boogie board, bro. You just get like knocked around on the shore or whatever, and he gets irate about that. So there you go. That's the fun we have in this community and all. A lot of the other fun, I will warn you, is that you see we have the lovely Mayan. Well, we have Denny, who looks like a lady. We have the lovely Mai in this chat, in my chat right here. And I got some other great ladies that are probably hanging out, Vinny, and I will warn you. They said, you know what, BF? They said, you do the news, and you have, like, women and all these sexy ladies and clips and all that stuff, but you don't have nothing for us ladies. And they demanded their juicy man meat. So I have to run a segment for the ladies. They submit clips to me of hot guys they like to look at to keep everything even. I do it for the ladies. I don't do it for me. Here comes their juicy man meat clips. Here we go. Not for me. It's for the best ladies in all the chat family, like Mai. They said, BF, you got bikini reports. You're highly heterosexual. You got all of these lovely ladies to look at. What about something for us ladies to look at as well? And I said, you got it, ladies. You submit it to me, and I will bring you your juicy man meat for Thursday. I do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays just for the ladies, Vinny, because a lot of these podcasts, I don't know if you get around in podcasts a lot, but a lot of these chats, they're basically sausage parties. It seems like there's a dominance of dudes in these chats and all. So I'm very happy to have a great faction of great hearty women that love to hang out and love a good laugh and love to have juicy man meats. So I give them what they want, buddy. Here you go. Juicy man meat for the ladies.
De dioses, amigas, aquí tenemos al dios Cupido, el dios del amor, de la pasión, de la fertilidad. Muy juguetón con su flecha. Así que si estás buscando el amor, déjate flechar. Y hablando de dioses, amigas, aquí tenemos al dios Cupido, el dios del amor, de la pasión, de la fertilidad. Muy juguetón con su flecha. Así que si estás buscando el amor, déjate flechar.
75% on the game.
Y hablando de dioses, amigas, aquí tenemos
that's enough of that one, ladies. Now, I will let you know, so this doesn't infect my feed, that the ladies send me this stuff. I don't go out and look for this. I don't want this in my algorithm. So they submit stuff to me at bflive420@gmail.com is how they deliver their juicy man meat to me, and I give it to them on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So here it comes, ladies. Here comes your second clip of something just for the ladies. Your juicy man meat submitted by the ladies for the ladies. Here we go. All right. I'm not trying to catch print, but here we go. Your second piece for the ladies of juicy man meat. It is that guy, bro.
If you find yourself cornered in a kitchen by velociraptors and you need a mirror or reflective surface to save your life, we all know what I'm talking about, you'll be happy you have your Thane Rivers coffee mug, Dan. Yeah.
It's a freaking
It's not gonna
commercial
save you.
for Space
You're pretty
Nerd.
fucked. But that last sip of coffee, oh, what a way to go.
All right, Space Nerd probably submitted that, Pete Hunt. You know that.
Yep.
Because it's that guy. Vinnie got lucky. He dodged a bullet there because normally our friend Space Nerd in the chat submits pictures, video of that guy, and we always catch in print from the front of his pants and all. So you lucked out on that one. They call it catching print as the lady. I hear these things. All right. Well, here's some more for the ladies to catch some print. Juicy man meat, just for the ladies. I have the best ladies in all of the chat family. And here you go. Here's your juicy man meat. Oh no, the grunter. The gay meter. Well, I was calling for the gay meter. Right, the other one. Wait a minute. All right, it's enough of that one. No more. Trying to catch. Oh, I ain't trying to catch print. Let me take the game meter down. Hang on a second. Here we go. All right, here we go. Oh no, the grunter. Archer looked like a model. All right, well, I have a capacity for one more pieces of these juicy man meat just for the best ladies and all the chat family. It's their Tuesday and Thursday segment. They submit them to me. I play them for them. Juicy man meat. No way. Perry would get in there.
Right?
The fuck up.
You would love it in there.
Perry and Terry.
Perry and Terry. Terry D.
Yeah.
Going down. All right, that's quite enough of that, ladies. Oh, look at that. Well, you do say you got it here in perfect time. Only if you were hoping to catch the last piece of juicy man meat, then you're here in the exact perfect time. Even though I pinged the game meter, that was the segment for the best ladies and all the chat family. Don't worry, Vinny, because I got one for the guys too. But that was the ladies' turn because we're proper gentlemen. Ladies go first and get juicy man meat. Is just for the ladies. We're going to play some clips for the guys in just a few minutes. A little palate cleanser to get that little taste out of our mouth and eyes and brain and all that stuff. And then we're going to come back and do a proper round of goodbyes and plugs and say goodbye to everybody on here. But first, let's catch up with some of the moms of nowadays because I know, we grew up in the 80s and all that stuff, and it was a little different, a little hardier right now. I don't think these kids can cut it like maybe these moms did back in their day.
Probably not the video you want to show your kids.
This is awful advice, but if you're a Gen Xer, you get it.
You know.
Kids are pussies now. They don't drink. I think it's they're lazy. So
Yeah,
you got to drink
get
too
'em.
much and you got to walk your ass 2 miles home in heels.
Oh, there were no cabs.
There was definitely
Some
rides we
hitchhiking
got with people that
we
shouldn't
didn't
have.
know. You'd take one from anyone that would give it to you.
Otherwise, you'd have these two boozy bitches taking their shoes off, walking home, trying to string together enough cash to buy a pack of cigarettes.
Or you got to go to work the next day, smell like
Just
strawberry daiquiris.
sweating shots
You're
out
like,
of your
I didn't know
armpits and,
Corona stayed with you for 4 days.
You got your wristband on still
Yeah,
from
your
getting
wristband.
it.
And you keep them on because you might go back to that place that night.
What's wrong with these
kept
kids?
wristbands
Wait,
on.
get off your phone and make
Get off
bad
your
decisions.
phone.
We would go to a VFW.
Get
and
twofers?
A highball for $175 to start out the night. Then you could go to a nightclub to spend $8 on like whatever the
And then
drink
you
was.
split the drink with your friend because you're
Yeah.
like, it's $8 for a drink. Holy shit.
If any of these names ring a bell, Purple Passion, Mad Dog, Old English, 2020,
Bush Light, Coors Light,
All
Old
the
Style,
above.
Natural Light,
Natty Light, of course.
Boone's Farm,
Bartles and James.
Bartles and James, a Zima with a Jolly Rancher,
You know what's up if you've ever had a Zima with a Jolly Rancher
and
in
also
there.
go get your colonoscopy. And that's what you
shit.
call living, young people.
That's what you
Probably not
call
the
it.
video.
I agree with a lot of sentiments in that one. All right, now that was a little fun kind of interlude video, but I did promise some stuff for the guys, a palate cleanser. We have a ladies segment, but we also have a guys segment, and I want to thank the lovely Stacey Allen who made these little kind of intro bumpers that I play for both. The lady had their turn, guys. Now it's the guys' turn for Bricked Up.
Keep cooking in the kitchen, making it right. Working with some wood, keep me up all night. Charging through the day like the queen on the throne. Everything she does got me feeling grown. Bricked up, got the vibe. Fixing up the world, I'm watching her thrive. See after pushing and meet you, that's clear. But I'm in full view, I'm staying right here. Bricked up, get bricked up. Bricked up, bring me up.
Nothing weird at all about sitting around in the middle of the day, watching some videos with the guys. Get Bricked Up is the segment we called here. Wrapping up this episode of The Vibe. Selection number 1, guys. What do we think?
Nice watermelons.
Oh, there's watermelons in that picture? All right, there you go. I guess that's enough of that. Well, our first selection for our Bricked Up segment right here on The Vibe. Let's see what I got here in my hopper. Now, I have you know, I don't need the ladies to send me stuff, although ladies and guys can send me stuff at bflive420@gmail.com. This comes from my highly heterosexual feed, I like to say. Selection number 2, guys and gals, for Bricked Up. Sometimes we play AI or AI don't care. Hey, I don't care. There you go. It's real to me, damn it. All right, I got a couple more, 2 more selections here on our segment, and then we're going to end it, come back and do a proper set of plugs and goodbyes, and then we'll let you know where you can find us next time after we get Bricked Up. Oh, is this the theme song? You just get hotties to dance in front of it and shake their heads? I really thought that other girl was singing. Oh, damn, see? All right, we get it. All right. I have one more left in my hopper for this Thursday episode of The Vibe. Here we go. Let's run this one. I ran it the other day, but it's worth running again. Hoo boy, it's Bricked Up. What you got?
All right, I got a question for y'all. I might regret this, but if y'all could describe my content with one word, what would that word be?
Busted.
What would the one word be? Let me know in the comments. I'm kind of curious.
My word is busted, and that was bricked up.
Keep cooking in the kitchen, making it right. Working with some wood, keep me up all night. Counting through the day like the queen on the throne. Everything she does got me feeling grown. Bricked up, got the vibe. Fixing up the world, I'm watching her thrive. The apple pushing and meet you, that's clear. But I'm in full of view, I'm staying right here. Bricked up, get bricked up. Bricked up, break me up.
And I'm spent. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. At now 6 minutes after 3 o'clock here on the East Coast of the United States. That means we're 6 minutes into hour number 4 of what is traditionally only a 3-hour show. But I'm super happy to go a little longer. Hanging out with my friend, author Vinnie Greene today. Thanks for joining us for the show today, buddy. I'll remind anybody that's joining us at the last minute that Vinnie Greene, I met him through some other fellow podcasters, and we got together today. He is an author, and let me show you his book real quick. His book on Amazon.com. Let me see. Type out River Bones right here. Come on, River Bones, Amazon. I can't pull up my old shit. Here we go. Right here. Let me click it up real quick so you know what it looks like. Check it out because it's a very interesting mix. If you're into like graphic novels and to like really detailed storytelling, this is the kind of book for you. And if you ever or never heard of a Western kind of theme movie mixed with like horror and macabre and those two worlds come together, then River of Bones is the book for you. Available from Vinnie Greene, who's sitting right here. Amazon.com. You can go over there. They have the hardcover copy. If you're interested in more of those fine illustrations are in it, paperback copy, River of Bones, and you can catch up with Vinnie Greene. He says he's not much out there on social media, but he does have a Facebook, so we'll share. So I was going to share that real quick. Vinnie Greene on, if you ever want to catch up with him, right there on the YouTube. There you go, folks. You can see what's going on. And Blood Wolf Independent Publishing is your company, right, Vince?
Yeah. It's,
any final plugs, words, or anything you would like to say to finish up as our guest today, Vinnie Greene?
So if you thanks for having me, first of all, and if you want to catch River Bones, like you said, it's on Amazon, it's in Barnes and Noble, any partners with Amazon, it's available there. And I've got a new podcast upcoming. It's going to launch over the next month or so called The Cuckoo's Nest. We're going to do deep dives in all kind of interesting topics. There's going to be no lane that we're going to stick to. There's going to be no genres that we're going to stick to. Anything that I find interesting, anything I feel as researchable, research worthy, I'll be jumping into that. And I'm hoping to put together something a little bit unique, and hopefully it'll be a good show and not just conspiracy theories. It'll be interesting topics from all walks of life. So hopefully come and join us. That's The Cuckoo's Nest. It'll be launching probably next month, and I'll be hosting it with Jukebox Ginger, and it'll feature on JG's Lounge on YouTube.
There you go. So hang out, check out my friend when you see him. They'll be doing The Cuckoo's Nest on JG's Lounge. Many of you probably heard of me mention JG, and he stops in the chat every now and then. So check him out. Let me see. Last minute comments. There's a link right there for the Jukebox Ginger channel. Thank you, P-Cunt420, where he'll be doing that Cuckoo's Nest podcast he's telling you about anything. Vinnie/book for Gorillo. Not sure what I get out of that. Maybe I confused. Not the bios. No, Vinnie and Gorillo are two different people. This is my friend Vinnie Greene. He wrote the very interesting story, that River of Bones. It's about, like I said, it's about a cowboy western theme, horror mixed together, macabre and other worlds and stuff. So check it out on Amazon.com, and maybe come back next time when you get your next one published. Vinnie Greene, thank you, buddy. We're gonna do our plugs go around because my friend P-Cunt420, he has a channel here on YouTube as well, folks, and he does a lot of fun stuff. He's going to tell you about right now, Vince, and everybody else. Go tell him, P-Cunt. Tell him about what you do and where they can find you.
I do on YouTube only. I only do a little thing called PCW Wrestling, which I put every within our little community in wrestling matches, which I'll be doing very soon. And my show, which is The Morning High, which is on Rumble and Twitch, which is on at 10 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Saturday, right before BF Live the Vibe. So
that's
check
right,
us
folks.
out.
I do it 5 days a week. If you want to hang out a little earlier than I get up and hang out with a similar cool group of people, The Morning High is where you want to be on the P-Cunt420 channel over there on Rumble, on Twitch, and like he says, his PCW Wrestling is on YouTube. You don't have to write it down, folks. Just click the link box when you see it go by in the chat for my friend P-Cunt420. Oh, thanks for hanging out with us. I removed the wrong thing that said pecan on it. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Now,
Yes,
as far
sir.
as I go, I'll be turning it around to end up the week here on this show, BF Live The Vibe, stream show 561. That'll happen 562, excuse me. Today's 561. That'll happen tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time, as it always does. But I'll hang out with you tonight if you want to, folks, on the 100 Proof Podcasting channel with my brother, the one and only Chris
fucking Abels?
That's right, comedian Chris Abels, Mrs. Abels, our producer Shawnee, and all that stuff, and the chat family. We watch fun videos on the 100 Proof Podcasting channel. We drink, smoke, laugh, and joke. We spin this wheel that might tell us to do just the same. So you come in and spin the wheel tonight, and we have a lot of fun. And then after the first half hour, we go Rumble exclusive, and I mix in a little DJ set, and we kind of crank up the level of the videos, the little fun videos over there. That'll be 9 p.m. East tonight, my second show of today on the 100 Proof Podcasting channel. But that's it for this show today, folks. This has been Stream Show 561. So once again, from my friend and guest, Vinnie Greene, joining us over there from Ireland, Pecan 420, and the chat family, peace and love, folks. Have a great rest of your day. And we don't say goodbye, because we're going to see you in a chat again real soon of one of these great chat shows that we told you about. So it's basically just bye for now. Peace and love. And we'll see you the next time we see you right here on BF Live The Vibe, tomorrow at 12 noon East. Bye, folks. Bye for now. Have a great rest of your day.
That's enough internet
Later.
for me today. I am going to wash myself with holy water to get rid of all the stupidity I saw today.
Jackie Mason. Fucking Bobby's fucking funny. Bobby Grant. I gotta give it to you.
Line of the day, Bobby.
Super creative, super original. There's a show called The Vibe.
Chat family and the greatest panel of friends and all them positive vibes. Oh, it's BF Live.
Okay. Playing with it.
Fucking hey.
Oh my.